What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Purple Pill Podcast, episode 105, the number one dating show in the world. Sorry, right here in Dallas, Texas. Shout out to my boy tonight. We got my co-host Julian Throne in the house. Everybody, go check him out on Instagram. What's it at again?
Lord Julian Throne.
Lord Julian Throne. Go check him out, guys. Go check us out on Instagram as well at Purple Pill Pod TX. Shout out to my producer tonight, Donnie. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Bassett. We got in the house helping us out in the background too, man. I appreciate y'all. And guys, we're just gonna jump right into it. We got two really beautiful ladies with us tonight for this show. So, ladies, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? I'd just like to learn something cool about you. Say your name and then say something that is an interesting fact about yourself. You can go first, I guess, since she's too nervous.
Oh, my name is Shabina. Everybody knows me by Coco.
Talk a little closer if you could.
And interesting. I want to say that I'm going to TW right now for finance.
TW for finance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long have you been in school?
I just started.
You just started? Okay. Well, good luck. I hate school. What about you? What's your name? And then tell me something interesting about yourself.
My name is Angelica. Interesting is I have my own cleaning business that has took off, and I'm doing really well.
That's actually really cool. Honestly, I like it whenever I hear that a woman has a business, and when something like that, I know that's probably doing really good right now because I have friends that do that and they're doing really good. So no, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
To start it off though, guys, we're gonna do our STEM challenge like we've been doing lately. Bassett, will you go ahead and bring us our props out so we can have fun with this? Me and Julian, round two, man. We're not gonna lose because we never lose. All right. So, ladies, I don't want you to look inside the cups yet, but whenever we say go, you will look inside the cups. So I'll go ahead and tell you what it is. There's a certain number of marshmallows and there's a certain number of toothpicks, okay? So each of you will get your own cup, and whenever you pour out your cup on the table in front of you, you have to build a cube with those marshmallows and the toothpicks. So the team that wins is the team that builds 2 cubes first. So obviously, like if you finish yours first, you should try to like help her figure out hers if you can, or vice versa. Julie and I will do that with you to try to help you if I can. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do for the first challenge tonight, guys. Donnie, you want to do the?
Yep, I got you.
All right, I'm ready when you say.
All right. Well,
wait, let me put your shot closer. You can have it closer. Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Well, let's It's time. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Go.
God. I got one of those. Go.
Sabina kicking ass. Sure, you got a square going on.
I know I'm the slowest right now, so this is frustrating.
Alright.
Dude, good job. Holy shit.
My nails.
Damn, Julian.
Hold it.
Slow
I can't do it because of my nails.
Okay. Yeah, just put it on top.
Fucking Sergio slow as fuck.
I know, dude. Shut the fuck up. Yes, let's go. Yes! We won. Let's
My
go.
nails. I'm gonna blame it on my nails.
It's
yeah,
the nails.
they're too long.
We'll give that to you.
Yeah.
I don't care. I finished.
Nah, let's go, guys. As y'all can see, the men have won for a second episode in a row for the STEM challenge.
Wow.
Sorry, ladies. It's okay. We honestly don't expect you. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
It's
whatever.
fucked up. I'm not gonna be misogynist this early in the show tonight. But yeah, y'all could just move it up. Bassett, can you grab these off the table for us? Thank y'all for doing that, though, man. I'm honestly surprised that that she would beat me because I was like going pretty goddamn slow. But no, good job, ladies. The next thing, guys, we're gonna have a little second segment, and we're gonna do something we've never done before. We're going to look at each other's Instagrams. I'm gonna let the girls look at mine first, and they're gonna say one negative thing about me. What did he say? Talking too long, man. Shut the fuck up, Desmond. But no, I'm gonna let y'all look at my profile. Tell me something good about myself. Tell me something bad about myself. Actually, lead with the bad. It's
Shouldn't we
always
pull-
good to lead with
shouldn't
the
we-
bad. Huh?
Okay.
Oh yeah. Donnie, can you pull it up on the screen too, so everybody else can see? Go to my personal, Senor Solis, and then she can scroll down. You'll have to scroll down a little bit to get to stuff that's actually relevant to my life. But yeah, you can just scroll down. Oh
Your battery's
no.
about to die.
Huh? No,
Your
it's not.
battery's about to die.
No, it's not. There's no way.
I swear.
There's
Look at it.
You
No,
still
it's
got a
not.
little.
like
in it.
20 or 30%.
I doubt it.
What you mean? There's an
I doubt it.
iPhone. Those things are super, super good.
That one's a cute pic.
Oh, there's nothing juicy here.
Nothing.
Nothing. It's all good stuff, right? Nothing bad about me.
Oh,
Wow.
whatever.
They scrolled all the way to the bottom, Donnie, which is like my personal life stuff, but like from my past. But
From
I
your
don't know
past,
if
you
it's
have
good.
3 pictures.
yeah, no, I have a bunch. What do you mean? There's
No,
like fucking.
that's it.
That's like 20 or 30 pictures.
No, really, there's not.
There's like
No.
20 or 30 pictures
You
of
can't
my
really
early life.
see your face in any of them.
Oh yeah. But like just
Man,
but
look at that
roast me. Be
goofy-ass
like, look at
kid
that.
picture.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Fucking goofball.
Look at that. Well, I don't even know what to say I look like, but I look like something.
You know what? You look like a certified panty snatcher.
Ooh,
Wow.
at that age.
Wow.
Let's go.
Can you think of it? I mean,
Come on, give me one negative critique, something that I need to work on as a man to make my life better, make me look better.
This is where's the juicy stuff?
yeah.
I mean, that's all juice. What do you mean?
Not really.
No, your face is like not in anything.
Well, because I'm ugly. Why would I sit there and put it across the whole
Not you roasting
thing?
yourself.
Not you exactly
Ah.
roasting yourself.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
all. That's it. Okay, well then that's a good negative though. That's a good negative roast. I need to put my face out there more.
Yeah,
I
there
agree
you
with
go.
that.
There
I
you
agree.
go.
What do you think, Coco? Give me a roast. What's something I fail at?
Definitely putting your face out there.
Put my face out there. Okay.
There's nothing here.
What's a positive though? What's something that I did okay with it?
I mean, these pictures that you have, this,
What are you a
Paintball. Yeah, I used to play.
paintball
I used to
or-
play paintball. I used to play.
they're
paintball,
good
yeah.
pictures.
Are those flowers? Is that flower?
No. I was growing peppers.
Oh,
That's a romaine lettuce. Mostly peppers, basil, and romaine lettuce. Yeah.
Yo, I thought.
What did you think it was? You thought that was weed or something?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I'm
I
dead, dude.
would never.
I'm dead.
That was grown at actually at a Texas A&M Research Extension in Richardson, Texas. Guys, definitely legal stuff. Nothing bad.
That's hilarious.
That was on
I was
on
like, dude,
college
there's no
campus.
way this dude
But
put this
so,
on this.
what was the positive that I did? Is there any positives?
I mean, I want to say these pictures are all good.
Okay,
I like them.
it's positive, but it's just I need to show my face. What do you
Right.
think?
Yeah, because we don't even know it's you.
Okay, tell me something good about me. God damn, say a good
You're
thing.
interesting.
Okay,
Alright, now we
okay,
gotta
I'll,
take
okay.
it.
I'll take it. I'll take
Now I
it.
gotta do one of them.
Now let me pull Julian up.
No,
Go
one
ahead.
of them.
What?
Oh.
One of
Oh.
them.
Oh,
can
you
go
want it
with
to be
mine.
fair?
You
Go
can go
back
with
and
mine.
forth.
Okay, we'll go back and
Oh,
forth. That's
mine's
fine.
private.
Oh, you could go with mine.
Okay.
What's the
I feel like I'm gonna get roasted.
what's your handle?
Coco's is not underscore your
Oh God.
All the chicks are gonna follow her
underscore
today.
mothers
Ah,
It's right
here
there.
we go.
underscore favorite.
That first one.
Yeah.
If you get.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah, here we
Is
go.
this an outfit?
Right
What
away.
is this?
What day? What?
Is this
away.
an outfit?
Well, that was
One.
Halloween.
Okay, this was Halloween. Okay.
Halloween.
So
Oh, she's
your
wearing
life,
a one piece
your-
in Puerto
y-
Rico.
So
She's
your
not.
so your life is Halloween.
Yeah, pretty much.
It looks like it.
Oh no, I mean the Puerto Rico pic isn't that bad because she's wearing a one piece, bro. Look. It's a one piece. Yeah, that's not that bad. That's actually kind of
Nah.
some guys would.
Nah.
It's
You
the
don't-
glasses
You don't
for
think
me.
the one piece is like better if a woman has a one piece on versus like the two piece?
Nah, she's
Just
traveling. She's still traveling.
She's still
Still
traveling.
traveling.
Listen, my family lives in Puerto
That's
Rico.
home.
Oh, her family's from
Okay.
Puerto
Oh,
Rico.
yeah.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Man, see, this is a hard one.
I was
then.
gonna
don't
ask
know.
if you were from Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, you got a little pass. You got a little pass.
Okay, another
Let's see
traveling
what
though.
else? What else
Look at
else
the other
we got?
traveling though. There's more
else we
traveling.
got?
in
New,
it.
New York. That's where my dad lives.
Okay, she keeps getting a pass on certain ones just
Yeah.
because of the family. And
She's
those are
got a boyfriend in each one of these places.
Maybe.
who's this? Who's this?
That's my brother.
That's your brother. He looks like a Chad.
No, he's definitely not. a
He
dad.
doesn't get women like
No.
crazy. He looks
he's
tall.
married.
How tall is he?
He's like 6 feet.
Wait.
If you could scroll, can you? Yeah. Oh yeah. You can go to her brother.
We're talking about the old dude, right?
Yeah. it was her
That's my
nephew.
dad.
Oh,
The older.
Oh no! If you went to more pictures, then you would see that there was one with her brother. But I don't know if it lets you scroll through it like that. I mean, you know, look, there's not that
Wait,
too
here we
bad
go.
then if you're not going on trips. What is
Oh, yeah.
this? This last Halloween? Oh, you love
That was
Halloween.
last
Okay.
Halloween.
She has to have 2 different Halloween ones. That's not even
That was last year.
that's not even like a super thought outfit, honestly, for last year.
Wow.
So this year's.
Wait.
This year was super thought. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest.
I work at a club.
You got a lot
Unfortunately, I
of
had to.
you got a lot of
That was a club one?
Halloween
Not.
videos, Sabina.
I know.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome.
You didn't
Okay,
do it
well
for
then
me.
for negative, what I'm gonna say is
This Halloween was too thoughty-ish.
no. I mean, you didn't like
Thought
turn
it was
around
fun.
and literally do like a whole ass pic. So like that's kind of like okay. I don't know.
What are you saying, Chad?
I honestly can't say anything bad about hers. Chat, y'all need to help me out.
Wait, how
Chat.
many followers?
Yeah,
Yeah, how many followers? That yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, 516.
barely.
Damn, that's a
Wow.
positive,
Barely.
bro. That's a
That's a
positive.
positive.
too.
Wow.
That's humble. That's humble.
I don't have a lot of
Restart your
bads.
IG. Did you create a new one?
So would you say that you're more?
Actually, my account got hacked like 2 years ago, so this is someone.
But dude, those are the best
Okay,
girls to
sweet.
find, guys. I'm gonna be honest, man. You got to find the girl who
Okay,
lost
so
her account.
how many followers did you have when you got
I didn't
hacked?
really have many. It was maybe like 3,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but it's still, guys. I'm telling y'all, it's like that happened to my girl. Like she got her account hacked, and then she only had like 100 when I was with her. I was
I've
like,
got one
yes, I
more
love
question.
this.
I've got one more question, Sabina. Do you have fans?
What do you mean?
Like OnlyFans.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
like
no,
only-
no,
Oh, okay.
no.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess
Hmm.
she. I guess for a negative, the only thing. Wait, so you have a YouTube channel too?
I do.
What do you post about?
So I was posting like reviews of different clothing brands, makeup, stuff like that. I recently deleted all my videos because I have a new idea. So
Oh, so you're restarting.
I am.
Ah, man, so the only negative I can really say about her is that
Wait. What kind of clothing are we talking about here?
it's mostly like known Instagram boutiques, Fashion Nova,
Dope.
PLT.
No, but like what genre of clothes? Because like there's different kinds of clothing, especially the ones that Fashion Nova makes. What kind do you focus on?
It's more like going to the club type of.
Ah,
outfit.
okay, there we
No,
go. Now
but
we're
that's-
getting somewhere.
But no, I have to judge her based off her Instagram though. So based off the segment, I will say this: your negative is that I don't know. I don't think you really have. Okay, this is your negative. Whenever you go to her shared pictures with her, it's just a bunch of club promotions. So that's instantly gonna make a guy think like, oh, she's just a bottle girl, or oh, she's just this. That's one negative that I can kind of find about you a little
I
bit.
mean, like I said, I do work at a club.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's gonna deter certain types of men. Not all of them, definitely. There's
That's
some
right.
men that are like, "Fuck yeah, I fucking love that bottle girl shit." But some guys, I'm just gonna be honest. It's a negative. What's a negative to you, bro? What's one bad thing about her page?
I mean, when I come across a page like this, I think of I'm like, who is this? Like, who is she really? That's what I'm saying.
Because there's only 5 pictures and you can't really tell
that's what
by
I'm
it.
saying. I can't really tell a lot.
Only
by
5 pictures, 500 followers.
Exactly. That's not much.
You want to stay simple, so
It
that
just
way
depends.
keep the mystery there.
Yeah, that's why I don't have my actual name on it.
Okay.
I don't want people to.
So
find me,
this is
especially
your
if I'm in the finance industry.
this is genuinely your only page.
That's my only page.
Okay, and the other one was just hacked.
Yes.
Okay, and you're trying to rebuild it basically right now.
Just because I'm in the club scene, they require us to have like
To
a high
promote.
following.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
I would say
usually
so.
sometimes used to not even hire girls
Wow,
unless
I
they
didn't
had
even
a
know
big
that.
following.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes they used to not. They wouldn't
Makes
even
They
hire
still
them.
don't.
That
They
makes
still
sense.
don't.
Well, unless it's like a regular club and they're just trying to take any bottle girl,
Right.
then they'll just take you.
Mhm.
You know. But so what's the negative? Just that there's not enough info to learn from.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, and then give her a positive, and then I'll give her one.
The follower count's low. I mean, even 3,000 was pretty low.
It is.
Yeah,
But
honestly, it is.
regardless, I mean, it just depends. I mean, you seem to travel a lot, so it just depends on how many boyfriends you got in all these places.
I'll give you a couple positives. The one piece I think makes you look more modest. I think some guys would see that instantly and be like, okay, she's not a fucking turbo thought like all these other girls. if they knew that you had a parent in New York, they would forgive that. If they knew that you had family in Puerto Rico, they would probably forgive those things. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, some guys don't like women that are well traveled or well experienced. And then the follower count is a big deal. I honestly very much love my relationship because my girlfriend has like almost no follower account, and I love that because she had her account hacked before we met. So yeah, honestly, good job. Like there's a lot of girls that come over the show, and it's just like shake my head. But I'll honestly say good job. Like you definitely are in a better position than probably 80% of the girls that come on this fucking show when it comes to dating. We can't look at yours though because it is
Private.
she privated us guys, so we can't do hers. Why don't you give us a wait? She has to give us a positive now, or wait? No, we already
We
did
have
it
to
all
give her a
because
I
she was
gotta-
the only one.
Yeah, we gave her.
I do
She was
got
the
a
only
question
one. Yeah.
though.
What's up?
For Shabina,
Yes.
you mentioned that one thing about your page is that you don't have your real name on it. However, there is a real name, your real name here on your
Right.
YouTube link.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like it's not really like hiding yourself.
Right, but unfortunately, YouTube creates our handle. So because I have to put my birth name and last name, that's my handle.
Oh, you
Um,
you can change that. Just
Yeah,
so
you
you
can
know.
change it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
because I know initially when that first rolled out, you couldn't change it.
Yeah, now you can. You definitely can.
Okay.
Yeah.
But even then, even if they were to look up Shabina Ali, they're not going to pop up just because my YouTube name is on there.
Is that
Also,
your last name, Ali?
Ali, yeah.
Okay.
I just noticed. So are you Arabic as well?
No,
Okay.
no,
So you're Puerto Rican mixed with what?
Pakistani.
Okay, Pakistan. My
Yeah.
apologies.
Okay.
So
Puerto
South
Rican,
Asian.
Pakistan,
Okay.
guys. That is
Oh, also, I wanted to point out I didn't notice that you put your handle as not your mother's favorite. So technically, that would be a negative.
Yeah. That is a good one for
We got
sure.
the huge one.
You're already
That
making up my
is-
mind for me.
Yeah.
That is. So the reason I put not your mother's favorite is I was married for so long, but after that I've dated casually here and there. And the mothers don't like me.
Are you single right now?
I am.
What about you? Are you single or in a relationship?
I am single.
You're single. Okay, both
Was
y'all.
your marriage arranged?
Uh
Oh, okay.
it was.
It
That's
was?
not funny. It was.
Oh
I
shit!
got married when I was 15.
I had no
Oh, wow.
idea that you were
Yeah.
like actually being serious. That's
Dang,
really
we'll have to
crazy.
dive into that later.
Yeah. No.
Back in Pakistan, right? Not in the
Mm,
United.
I was in the US.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they use loopholes. I guess. How long have y'all both been single for?
I've been single for quite some time.
Like years?
Yeah, I was talking to
Years.
someone, little situationship going on, but single for the most part.
So, how old are you?
I'm getting ready to be 35.
35. And then, how long have you been single?
Years.
Years.
Who's that damn?
And then, so you've been single for years. Also, how old are you?
I'm 36.
36. So, tell me how long though? Like since y'all were 30, like what, 28? Like when was the last relationship? Like
I
real relationship where you live with the guy or something, like where it was super serious.
I want to say like 6
Mm.
years.
6 years?
Mhm.
That's been some time because I've it's just been me and my daughters for 8 years.
Do you
9
have
years.
50-50 or sole custody?
No, they live with me all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, full custody.
Mhm.
Okay, no, that's dope. Where do you? Well, no, we'll just start with the questions now. Ladies, do you forgive easily? We'll start with you on this one.
I would feel like I feel like it's if it's lying, no. I don't like liars. Because then if you lie about anything, then it's just downhill from there. So I would say no.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I mean, do you forgive easily?
I do. That's why I was married for so long. But kind of like Angelica, I would probably forgive one lie. The second one, it's pretty much a wrap.
Okay.
So I do believe in second chances.
Okay, but like, but over and over and over again, you're not
It's,
gonna.
it's a no.
Yeah, you're not gonna play that game.
Mm,
Were you married before?
I wasn't.
You weren't,
Mm-hmm.
and then, and do you have a kid or no?
I have to.
You have two, and how many do you have?
I have two as well.
Okay, boys or girls?
Two girls.
Two girls.
2 girls.
I got a girl.
Really?
Yeah,
Yay.
I guess. I mean, so do you feel like y'all understand women extremely well because you are a woman, obviously? Like, do you think that like y'all are really good mothers to a daughter? Like as far as like feeling the because do you have full custody?
Yes. I do.
So like, do y'all feel like y'all fill the role like really well of I guess some masculine and feminine energy in the household, or do you feel like there's a lack of masculinity for your daughters to like learn from?
I will agree with that statement. I do feel like there's a lack of masculinity, just because they're not around, they're not in the picture, and I learn every day.
Yeah.
Learning something to be anything that has to do with mothering, I learn every single day.
Yeah.
And
I
my
agree.
But like, yeah.
Sure.
So you agree? Do you think that it's easier or harder, to show like what a masculine figure is because of you being a single mother?
So I say yes and no, just because I grew up with mostly guys. I grew up with mostly guys, and then my daughters go see their dad every summer. So I feel like they do get a little bit of both. But
But not like a perfect split in between or anything
no,
like
not
that.
at all. Not at all.
Does yours do any of the summer stuff like that, like what hers do, or no? Not really.
Yes, they do go for the summer.
Okay,
Yes.
the summer. Is it just because y'all spouses live far away, or y'all
My-
ex spouses? My bad, ex spouses.
My kid's dad lives it's 5 hours from here, so
Yeah, that's pretty fucking hard. Yeah.
yeah.
And same for you, far away.
He lives in Puerto Rico.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. So yeah, I guess in those situations, it's gonna end up going one way or the other every time. Whenever it comes to trying to be a single parent, do you think that bringing in other men like a uncle or a father, like a grandfather or anything like that, cousins, any of those male figures, can you bring them in and it's gonna fill the role a little bit more if they want to help you?
I'm gonna say no, just because so I only have a brother that lives here in the area, and he parents completely different than what I do. I do call and ask for advice sometimes on certain situations, just because his kids are older than mine, or his daughter. He does have a daughter that's older than mine, so I do call and ask for advice occasionally, but for the most part, no.
What about you?
I would say that my brothers and I have like the same parenting skills. So I would say that my daughters are very close to all of my brothers. So
That's good.
yeah, they do
That's
ask
really
That's
good.
nice.
they do
yeah.
ask them for advice or whatever. So I feel like that helps a lot.
So like at y'all's age, like y'all have gone through dating. Like I'm 32, so our generation dating has been fucking crazy the last 20
Mhm.
years. Like
Mhm.
15. It's been really different than what our parents went through, our grandparents went through, and stuff. So seeing y'all's daughters growing up and like having to date in this atmosphere, what do y'all feel about it? Is there like what is the number one thing that you fear the most for your daughters in dating right now, or
Uh,
in their future whenever they start dating seriously?
for me, it's social media, just because it's so chaotic, and uh, it's hard to tell just because of the way we grew up, our generation,
Mhm.
and so my daughters are 11 and 12. Um, they're into that, oh, can I get a Snapchat, or can I get, A,
They
B, and
want the
C, or
social media.
whatever is out there right now, and they barely have a phone. That's for talking and texting only. So
Yeah, my daughter's only 4, but I strictly plan. Like she doesn't have an iPad right now. She'll probably never have one until she's older, probably because I'm
yeah.
very strict about that stuff. What about you though? Whenever it comes to what's your biggest fear?
So my daughters are 18 and 19. Both of them have a boyfriend. Um, I pretty much told them, hey, make sure that all the positive you see in the men in our life, that's what you make sure you look for in a guy. And I'm blessed because both of them, I love them like they're my sons. They're very good to my daughters. So I wouldn't, and it's their first boyfriend. So I don't really have a fear, but I will say this: I was married for 10 years and felt like I threw those 10 years away.
Mm.
So I would say if I had to say anything, is them throwing all those pretty much their best years away.
What do
You-
you think about arranged marriages? Do you want to do that for your kids,
Absolutely
or
not.
okay? So you're like totally against arranged marriages?
Against it, absolutely. Like I said, I was 15 when I got married, and I remember crying. I was like, I don't want to get married. Like my life is gonna go. It's done. I know I have to have kids, raise kids, and all that.
And it was here in America too.
It was.
Yeah, so Bassett, I think that whenever you're in a culture like America and you're trying to do that, I don't think it's gonna fucking work ever because the cultures are completely divided.
Mhm.
Like you're literally trying to do something that doesn't work in a culture over here with there's feminism and all types of crazy shit on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, I get that, but there are communities of people that do
That try to stick
practice.
it out, yeah.
Yeah,
But
and they actually do that
Mhm.
arranged marriage stuff.
but I would think that those people would have to abstain from all types of other shit though. And this is what I talk about all the time regular on the show. Everybody thinks that were you a virgin?
Yes.
Okay, everybody thinks that a woman being a virgin is like the perfect relationship, and it's not, because sometimes they're shamed sexually, so the sex is fucking horrible, or there's not a sex life at all because sex is such like a weird taboo in those type of circles.
Yeah, true.
So it just like I totally can kind of like I don't know the full story, but I can kind of see what might have happened. I want to ask though, like you said that you would want them to have their best years to themselves. So if your daughters say broke up with their boyfriends and stayed single until 30 and then found like gets married by like 30, 32, you think that they would be happier doing that than if they got married in the next 2 or 3 years?
No, they've always said that they want to be young mothers. They said, they look up to me so much. They're like, you know what? Like, you're still young. We're adults already. That's how we want to be. And I'm like, yeah, you can wait a little bit because, you have to go through school and all that. And I don't want you to do it while you have kids because it's hard.
Oh
I
yeah.
actually went to nursing school whenever I had them.
Yeah.
And it was nearly impossible. I'm blessed that their grandmother took care of them while I was going to school.
Yep.
But they're not going to have that with me,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're
So
not, because I have to work. Their grandmother, she stayed home.
Mhm.
I have to work and go to school and all that. So they're not going to have that blessing of having someone to take care of their kids. And I don't want them to be stay-at-home moms. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I want them to have, a degree and hopefully a business, investments. I want them to have all that.
Do you
Yo,
think-
good point.
Oh.
Shout out to you, passport bros. But if you bring a chick here and you marry her, and y'all divorce, she's gonna have the kids in custody, and you're not gonna have child support. So I think that's a definitely huge point right there. That there's no such thing as child support, and also she still gets to keep the child.
I don't get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm lost.
No, I'm just saying that like once she gets to keep the child the child, she gets custody, and also child support is different. They handle child support different because he's all the way in Puerto Rico and she's still here in the United States.
Does he pay child support?
No.
Yeah. So like, but the thing is, that's not a good thing, Bassett. like that point just it makes passport bros look like even bigger fucking losers then. Like the whole point of avoiding child support just shows that you don't understand the system at all as a man. Men need to understand that you don't get divorced or you don't get raped for child support and stuff like that when you do things like what I do and you have 50-50. You're like and this is a quote that like women in the circle, like whenever I got my baby mama pregnant and like we broke up and stuff, and I was talking to tons of people that were single parents, the number one thing that's said all the time is good fathers don't pay child support. And what that means, guys, is that a guy who wants to be in their child's life that wants 50-50 doesn't end up fucking getting raped and paying money for shit. Because the judge likes a man who wants to be in their child's life. The judge loves it when a dude wants 50-50. And a lot of people don't understand that. But like at Bassett, I don't like encouraging, guys thinking to try to get off on fucking not paying child support. Dude, take care of your fucking kids.
Yeah.
Guys should always take care of their fucking kids. Like that's never if that's a fucking W to passport bros, no, that's a fucking L to them. It makes them look even lamer to me.
Agreed.
So he doesn't pay child support not because he didn't want to. So whenever we got divorced, we both agreed that, hey, as long as keep your daughter in sports or whenever they need something, you're able to help me out, then we'll just do it that way. So we both agreed for it to be that way.
Yeah. And usually if it's in a good relationship, the mother has those type of thoughts behind it. I'm not with you, or I didn't choose you so then I could rape you for money the rest of your life. I chose you because you're going to be a good father figure to your kids.
And he has been. I really can't complain. So it just worked out for me better that way. And I didn't want my daughters to be like, well, I can't talk to dad because he's not paying child support or none of that. I wanted them to have that good relationship with their father. So it worked out.
No, that's really good. So whenever it came to your daughters dating these new guys though, or these guys that are young, did you want, like, do you want this to be their, because obviously we all wanted our first relationship to be our only relationship. I think everybody kind of always has that goal. Are you building them up for the thought of it's not going to be their only relationship, and like that guy might be too young and not ready yet, and y'all might want to move on to another guy? Like, how do you prime your daughters for something like that?
So they do know. However, they've had a lot of boys that are like, hey, like, you want to date or whatever. And my daughters were pretty selective, and they've talked about like the future and building something. So I do think that they want to build both, my daughter and the guys. I do think they want to build something together. So that's good. That's a positive. I have not told them, this might not be your only relationship, because I don't want to throw out any
Yeah, you don't want
negative.
to. Yeah, you don't want to be that person that ruins the
Right.
relationship just because you threw something out there that was negative. But it's more about just the reason why I'm asking that is because girls get hurt really bad sometimes from their first serious relationship, and it can sometimes cause trauma to where they're never like the same again after that, or they'll never like treat those guys the same or anything. That's the only reason I was asking, is because like if it does happen, one of the big advices I give to women is to not let that first big person that you give devotion to scar you, because then it makes it to where it's hard for you to have relationships for the rest of
Right.
your life. So yeah, just the biggest thing, if it happens, try to really console them to the point that that's not going to ruin them as a woman. You know what I'm saying? And like I was gonna ask, since you had kids at such a young age, um, and they're trying to do the same thing, if you could go back in time, would you have kids now at like 30? Like if you could have chose, would you have kids at 30 instead of at the young age that you did?
No. I
No.
would have absolutely had them when I had them.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's
I
all.
feel like I can relate to my daughters, and we can mutually relate, just because the age gap is not that big. I feel like I understand them when they say things that I would have probably said to my parents, that they would have been like, "Oh my God, it's frowned upon." I feel like we can definitely relate, and I would do it all over again if I had to.
That's good. That's all I wanted to know, because there's a lot of people that would say, "Oh, I regret it," but no, you don't. You don't regret it at all.
Hey, I got a question
Yeah, go for it.
you. So, Coco, with the way that you grew up, and you said that you and your brother have very similar parenting styles, similar to your parents. How's that dynamic difference been between how your parents would have, they wanted the arranged marriage, but you were the opposite of that? Has that created any kind of like not
Animosity?
necessarily animosity or conflict, but just like, obviously it had to be a conversation at some point.
So actually, I said we don't have the same parenting skill as our parents.
Okay, cool.
Us as siblings, we have the same parenting skills. And I feel like because my parents were so strict with us, I remember one time I was upset because I wanted to go somewhere and my parents didn't let me go. And I remember just crying next to my brother and telling him, just promise me that we're not going to be like our parents. And they were great parents. They were just too strict. I feel like when you're too strict, you tend to be more sneaky. And my brothers and I were definitely more sneaky. So we made sure that we didn't do that with our kids. And our kids they trust us, they tell us everything. And I feel like that to me is like the best parenting style. But it has definitely brought conflicts between, I would say, more my father, especially because I have girls. They're like, "Oh, why are you letting your daughters date at such a young age or whatnot?" And I'm like, "Dude, I got married when I was 15."
Yeah. So that's like a perfect reflection of my life. So like for me, when my parents divorced, my mom was super lenient. You can do whatever you want. Like I was running the neighborhood at 12 years old, TPing every fucking house in the neighborhood every night. Like all my friends were all staying out in my house. Like if my sister was having a party that was only 15 years old, the keg would be at our house. Like that's where all the guys were all coming. Like my mom would make sure nobody was leaving and drinking. Like everybody had to sleep there and stuff. Like she was really cool about, if y'all do these certain things, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And so like, but my sister had boyfriends staying the night at 15, 16 years old, having sex, all that stuff. And and my dad was the complete opposite. Like, fuck no, none of that would ever happen. And it's really hard for me to balance what is better, because you want your kids to be honest with you. So like you want to encourage the room for somebody to be honest. It's same with a relationship. If you sit there and you scare somebody all the time to want to be honest with you about something, they're never going to be honest.
Right.
It's like if you freak out about cheating all the time, then the time when they cheat, they're not going to tell you that they did it, because you clearly showed them that you're going to freak the fuck out if they ever told you that.
Right.
And I think it's the same with kids. It's such a hard thing to choose what to do on that, though.
is.
I'm honestly worried about it, but thank goodness her mom's going to have to help me choose all those things, and it's not going to be 100% on me to decide that type of shit, because it's hard.
It is.
What are you doing with your kids when it comes to that?
So I actually try to just keep a straight face because sometimes the crazy things that they do or say,
you don't want them to be scared to say
you
it.
don't want that, and you want them. I have such everything. They tell me what their friends do. Oh yeah, so and so's dad is doing this, or so and so's mom was doing this.
That would be cool to know, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, and so whenever I say like Halloween, I took my kids over to their friend's house, and I was just kind of walking around the neighborhood, just kind of waiting for them. And like I look at their parents because their kid, even their friends are talking to me because wow, I'm just easy to talk to, really. Like I let the kids talk to me, but at the end of the day, they still got to know that I'm mom. What I say goes, and so I am pretty lenient on a lot of things that maybe I should be a little bit more strict. But I just try. It's a hard balance. It's a daily challenge,
And
honestly.
it's just not the same world too. So like
Exactly.
being lenient now means them having access to pornography possibly at 8, 9, 10 years old on an
Mhm.
iPad or a phone or something. So and like my just big thing is just social media is the biggest ruiner of people.
That's what I
Just
was telling you,
period. You
social
know, like
media.
it's either video games for the boys or it's social media for the girls. Like I think both of those just ruin them big time. What do you think, Julian, when it comes to like when you're going to be a parent one day? How are you going to choose? Like, are you going to be super hard and hope that, like the military, like kind of hardness on somebody is going to just keep them completely out of trouble? Or do you kind of do leniency where they're going to tell you the truth? Or do you do something more in the middle? Like, what do you think?
All I'm focused on is my discipline is going to be more catered towards like my son, and like discipline for my daughters. If I do have daughters, then I'm going to leave that for the mother.
That's actually
That's-
a really
that's
good.
the biggest
That's
thing.
actually a really good way to do it. I feel like. Like,
Very
what do y'all think
open-minded.
about that?
That's very open-minded. And before I had kids, my kid's dad and I, we actually planned our kids. So before that, I would say, like, I would watch all of our other friends that already had kids, be like, oh wow, that's crazy, or oh, I would never do that. Famous words of every parent: I would never do that. And you will do it. You will.
Absolutely.
You might think that you're going to be a certain parent, but
Mhm.
like I said just a little bit ago, I learn every day.
Mhm.
I learn something new every single day.
Because there's new triggers every
Yeah.
single day. It's like you're just
Exact-
finding, and then you also see yourself in them. So it's
Big
like it
time.
reminds
Oh,
you
yeah.
of like
Like,
things. So it's just like
yeah.
that's why it's like I think what I hate the most is parents that like you remember you were just as bad, if not worse. So like
Yes.
like
I was
don't
terrible. I was
and
be
that's
that.
why you're hard on them
Like-
because you were the bad one.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't be
Exactly.
so damn hard to the point where you're like overbearing and suffocating.
Right.
Like
A
again,
helicopter parent.
I'm telling no matter, and this is the thing, this is the problem with religion a lot of times is that, especially for young boys, it really it holds back the male instincts. And in general, this is the reason why a lot of people just rebel eventually. At the end of the day, you can only suppress your innate nature for
Mhm.
so damn long. It's just that simple. So there are certain things that every man and woman needs to go through during their development stages, especially during those adolescent ages. And this is the thing, again, I keep on reminding everyone, like, this is the reason why you were able to be a mother at 15 years old is because you were already halfway developed as a woman by 11 years old. You were fully developed by 21. For us, it's the exact opposite. We're halfway developed at 15
Mhm.
and we're fully developed at 30. So this is the reason why that dynamic needs to just kind of change in this dating market sometimes. Like, but
Shout
again,
out to Borat. He had to come up in here just to say that his cousin's on this show.
very nice.
Very nice. How old was your arranged marriage husband? How old was he?
I was 15. He was 20.
He was 20.
Mhm.
Saying like, I think that would have worked 200, 300 years ago. But that 20-year-old man wasn't a fucking full man at 20 years old.
No.
Like he had a lot of shit that he needed to go through. And
Right.
this sounds fucked up. And I agree, this sounds really fucked up what I'm about to say. But back in the day, they would have had a 30-year-old with a 15-year-old. And it sounds fucked up.
No,
but
no,
that
it's true.
30-year-old would have been a real fucking man, you know? And but that's what's wrong with arranged marriages. They don't even do them correctly when they do them today. And like I have a friend who's from India. Shout out to Ramnath. He might be watching, but he's like me and him talk a lot about arranged marriages, and they just don't work in India anymore, like how they used to. Like it's falling apart completely. And that's the country where there's only like a 3% divorce rate or some shit too, and they're still falling apart there. They just hate each other after so many years.
Mhm.
I wanted to ask, whenever it comes to relationships today, or like y'all's old relationships, like especially like the fathers of y'all's kids, would y'all had if they would have changed and done certain things right, would you had still been with them today, or was it like one of those things where like I hate that guy, I can't be with them anymore?
For me, we actually did try several different methods. communication was not his strong suit. His dad, that was through him growing up. His dad, you need to be a tough man, keep that shit inside you, whatever, bottle it up or whatever. So he's, to this day is terrible at communicating. And we've been separated for almost 10 years. So
Yeah, and so if he could have fixed the communication, you might have would stayed with him.
possibly, yes. Even to this day, I still try to talk to him, like, hey, you need to communicate with your daughters. Try this or try this. I'm trying to help him parent our daughters, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to do that for the benefit of my daughters.
So do you think that it's a men's communication issue, or do you think that it's their inability to connect with emotion? Like, which one is it? Because it kind of sounds like you're putting it together. Is it two completely different things, though?
It is. I feel like it is.
And is he having an emotional detachment, or is he having a communication, or both?
A little bit of both. I think the distance, because he doesn't get to see them, even though nowadays we have FaceTime, and it's still, my kids don't want to sit in front of a phone and talk to their dad. They'd rather spend quality time with them. But there's a big disconnect, and I try to help him through that, but sometimes he just.
I think it's kind of hard when the disconnect is 5 hours away
Yeah.
at the same time. Like you
Exactly.
said, you can't fucking have a relationship through a phone. We all know that.
Mhm.
What about you, though? Wait, what was the question? What I asked?
You asked
if I would still be with him.
Yeah. Or if was there anything he could have changed to fix it, and then y'all stay together?
Absolutely.
What was it?
I would say communication. If he would have changed that, I absolutely would have stayed with him, because, like, in my opinion, whenever you meet somebody, there's things that you don't like, and you guys have to learn how to. So if I'm gonna work on somebody else, I might as well work on somebody that I'm already with. We know each other. Let's just fix this. I think because we were both so young, we both agreed to divorce.
What was the communication issue, like, specifically? If
It was more so he's big into cars. So most of his time was either working or dealing with cars or whatnot, and that kind of brought a lot of problems between us. Or he wouldn't tell me that he was going to go to a car show or whatever. And so definitely communication. Other than that, we had a pretty good relationship. So if he would have fixed that, I would have absolutely still been married.
So this is something that I've always been really curious about, because we talk about something called burning genuine desire on the show a lot. And what burning genuine desire is that guy that you're really crazy for, like Bonnie and Clyde type shit, where it's just like, I'm so just in love with it. I'm so infatuated. I'm so look up to this man, and I want his love so bad. You're pining for him, and that is something that not every relationship is like that. Like, I would say there's only some guys that you vibe with in that way, or it gives you that type of feeling. I've always wondered if people who are in arranged marriages, or, like, set up their virginities in that way of losing in that way. Did you have burning genuine desire for your husband, or have you met some men after him that you did feel what I'm talking about, like this burning genuine desire, and you didn't feel it with him?
So initially, I didn't feel like that with him. Eventually, once I got to know him or whatever, I did feel that way about him. But no, I have not felt that after I got divorced. I
Okay.
haven't.
I would also say sometimes the guy who you get burning genuine desire for, you'll probably have the best orgasms from, because orgasms are extremely emotional for women.
Absolutely.
Are very emotional.
Extremely, yeah. So yeah, y'all understand that.
Mhm.
Whenever it comes to, I want to ask about that. Whenever it comes to in a marriage or in a serious relationship like you were in, if your man wants sex, and is it something that you would always arrange for, or is it something that you might be like, you know what, I don't want to tonight, I'm not going to? Are you the type where you would sometimes cut them off, or just always let them do it?
I'm gonna let you answer that one.
Wait, I'm sorry. I was reading that.
You're good. You're good. When it comes to sex in that confined marriage or those relationships like that, and the guy wants to have sex and you don't, did you ever stand up and be like, I don't want to have sex? Or were you just the type where every time he wanted to have sex, you'd have sex?
For the most part, every time he wanted to have sex,
You
Yeah.
always did it.
But it's just because more so I grew up like, oh, you have to satisfy your husband, you have to this, you have to that. And I wanted to, just because I wanted our marriage to work. And I was like, if he's not going to get it home, he's going to get it somewhere else. So why not?
Yeah. No. What did you
I
think?
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't.
If it's go time, it's go time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bible says that the only time y'all aren't supposed to smash each other when you ask is whenever you're praying, and that's it. If it's a time of worship, that's the only time you aren't. But if the woman asks, the man's supposed to always say yes. But if the man asks, the woman's supposed to always say yes. Otherwise, for a healthy relationship, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
When it comes to the relationship dynamic of like y'all. It sounds like he was going out a lot, like he would go to the car shows and stuff. Was it equal on your side? Like, did you go out? Were you allowed to go to clubs? Were you allowed to go do certain things, or was
No.
it strict?
No, it was more so you have to stay home, take care of the kids, or you're going to go to school. That's it.
And that's it.
And I didn't have a problem with it, but now looking back, I'm like, yeah, I was young.
Would it have been okay if you just got to go shopping with some girls, or go to brunch, like do normal like activities with friends? Like that wouldn't have felt that bad if you could at least done that.
No, not at all. Because I was never the kind to want to go to the club, and whenever I did, we always went together.
Yeah.
So going shopping, absolutely, go ahead, go to your car shows.
Yeah. But he was so restrictive that
Right, I couldn't
that
even
wasn't
go
fair.
out. I could not go out at all unless it was with him.
So, and was he from Pakistan as well?
No, he's Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay. But did he convert to Islam or anything?
No.
No? Okay. What about you? Like when it comes to like a guy that's restrictive or anything, was your man like that, or do you not like something like that where a guy's being restrictive?
So going back to my kid's dad, I ran free and wild. And to this day I do, and I probably always will. That's just the way that I am. But I trusted him with my life, and he trusted me with his. So at the end of the day, I always came back home. At the end of the day, he always came back home.
Yeah. Well, how old were you when y'all broke up?
20. That's a good question.
Like we were off and on there for a minute.
Yeah. No, when I was done, it was done.
It was done.
Yeah, it's just ripped the Band-Aid off. I was in my 20s, mid 20s.
Mid 20s.
So,
How old were you?
25.
25 when you
Mhm.
divorced. Wow. And this is crazy that y'all never had another Well, actually, it's not crazy because now that I learned about y'all and that y'all have daughters, that's why y'all didn't find
That's
another
why
guy
I'm single.
afterwards. Yes,
Mhm.
because it was dangerous. The daughter or the mother of my daughter found like a really good dude afterwards.
Good for her.
What do y'all think stops y'all from finding a really good guy right now? Well, whenever y'all first broke up the last decade, what has made it hard for you to find a new guy? You think, other than the fact that you have daughters?
It is because my daughters, it's hard to bring. Well, for me, I won't, even to this day, I don't just bring anybody just around, boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend. Because what am I showing my daughters to do the same thing? That's
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then another thing is I seen one of the comments quite some time that was like, oh, no man wants to take care of
Yeah,
somebody
I saw
else's
that.
kids. First of all, baby, I make more than enough money to take care of my own. I don't need you to take care of my kids.
I saw that. I thought that
Yeah.
was pretty funny.
It's
Single moms are a red flag.
Red
If a
flag.
guy wants to take care of another man's kids.
like says somebody who probably doesn't have money. So
Yeah. Well, that's like one of the biggest. You gotta understand, like on the internet, there's a lot of guys that really like to make fun of single mothers because obviously, I've been arguing with tons of people on Twitter over this the last like couple of weeks. They're really dead set on like because Pearl's been going crazy for the last week
Oh my God.
on X saying all this stuff about single moms, and I always troll her, and I'm always like, yeah, but like my BM like found a dude like within a year, and it's just like they're not or like her big thing is she always says that. She always says as a monolith, like all women leave their husbands, and like I left my BM, like I broke up with her, like I kicked her out, like I didn't want her to be with her, and like it was one of those things where it was me that was like separating the relationship, and so it's not always true that it's the women, and sometimes the women are pushed to that point because the guy is cheating or he's doing a bunch of shit to make her fucking walk away, and so like. I just hate whenever it's a monolith and we make it all out to be one side because there are guys like me that walk away from the fucking women.
Yeah.
There's two sides to the fucking coin.
Yeah.
Now, is there a higher percentage of women probably leaving the dudes? I would probably say it's like a higher percentage. I don't know what it is, but I would probably agree that it's probably a little bit higher. Whenever it comes to looking for a guy, like we're saying now, would y'all like if y'all found a really good guy in the next 5 years, especially you, since your kids are about to be out of the house, would you be more tempted to be within a good relationship because your daughters are gone and yours will be in time?
For me, I feel like as I get older, it's harder for me to want a serious relationship. I know that sounds some type of way.
You're getting used to being single. Yeah. It's a habit.
I love being single. I've been the happiest when I've been single. I do whatever I want, and it's not because I want to do whatever I want. I feel like
Not controlled. You get to do what
I get to do whatever I want, and because I was married with somebody that didn't let me do anything, I feel like that that impacts the way I look at relationships nowadays, for sure.
Man, that's why you're a bottle girl. You're not ever gonna come back from that,
Yeah,
huh?
I don't think so, to
Yeah.
be honest.
How long will you stay being a bottle girl for?
Until I finish school, because it works with my school schedule.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
perfect. Oh yeah, that was something that I was gonna bring up. You're bringing up like school, and you'd want your daughters to finish. Um, do you think that two things can be true at the same time? Like in my relationship with my girl, like I don't expect her to be a working woman. Like I want her to be a stay at home mom and like do all types of stuff at home. But I'm still having her finish her nursing degree
Okay.
because I want her to have that as a backup for just in case we don't work out. Do you think that as long as say your daughters have a situation like that where say they plan on wanting to be stay at home or be mothers when they're young, but let's just get the degree for a backup plan. If something bad happens, if me and the boyfriend break up or anything, it's okay. I got a career for just in case.
So that's actually a good question. So one of my daughters, she's like, I'm gonna get my degree or whatever, but she says, and she knows she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. And her and her boyfriend have had that conversation, and he actually wants her to be a stay-at-home mom because he's like, you know what, I want to have a lot of kids. If you want to go out and get a degree, that's good, but I would love for you to be a stay-at-home mom. So um, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Just because, like you said, anything could go sideways any at any point.
And what's the backup plan, right?
And the backup plan, it's like, yeah, you have your nursing degree, but it's like, even if I get my nursing degree now and 10 years from now, I'm like, okay, I want to go into the nursing field. So many things have changed. It's like, you're probably going to have to get a refresher so okay, what's going on in the healthcare field.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel
It just adds a little layer to me of safety for the woman. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
absolutely.
Like you're right. Like yeah,
Mhm.
10, 15 years, like they would have to do a refresher, go do another year course or something like that,
Mhm.
or get recertified or something. But it's mostly to make the woman feel comfortable because it is very
Absolutely.
uncomfortable today. I would say the only reason why the family unit is destroyed is because both parents have to work 40, 50 hours a week just to survive today. Like, we know how
Really?
much the middle
Yeah.
class is disappearing. We know how much the dollar has been devalued.
Mhm.
So when you look at that, and then I want to ask y'all, whenever it comes to the people that own this country or like sell us everything from China and shit, the 1%, do you think that they like people that are single or in a relationship? What do you think they want the population to be, single or coupled together with other people?
I would say coupled, because that two-income household, very attractive.
What do they spend their money on usually when you have a two-income household though?
That's a good question.
Usually you put it towards like savings and your home and you invest in your family, right?
That's what I do. I have been investing not only in my daughter's future education, but in other endeavors. As I started a business and I work.
It would have been
I
easier if you had a
physically work
husband though, right?
maybe 10 hours a week.
Yeah.
But other than that, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you would be able to save more, put more towards your house,
Exactly.
invest in other
Mhm.
property. You could do all that.
You'd have
Um,
more time.
so if you think about it, then do you think that they still like people that are coupled together or people that are single, the richest people in the world?
That's a good question. I'm not sure how to answer that.
Yeah, what do you think?
I would say couples, just because from what I've seen, when you're in a relationship, you tend to spend more on unnecessary things. So they want people to keep
True.
working and working and working and working. So for the rich, it's better for couples because they're working more because they're spending more.
Well, so I actually completely disagree with you because you said that like whenever you're in a couple, you spend it on worthless things. Like I actually do the complete opposite. I put all my money into savings, 401k, IRA, HSA. I put, I don't think about vacations. I don't think about anything but feeding my family and trying to make sure that we're set up more for the future. So like I always talk about on the show, they really do want a single because when you're single, especially a woman, if a single woman buying makeup, you're getting your body done, you're putting all types of money into the GDP in the country because women are 80% of the consumer base. Most of the credit held is women. It's like a mass majority of the credit held is women.
Student loans.
Yeah, student loans. All these are ways that they want people single because when you're single, you live in the moment. And when you live in the moment, you're constantly spending money. But whenever you have a family or you have a couple, you all are thinking, what are we going to do in the future? How are we going to make sure these kids are okay? How are we going to build generational wealth? So they really want y'all single because the more you're stuck single, the more money you actually spend. And it's
I
harder to
actually
buy a
like that you
house.
said that. I like that you said that. Because so I've been we both have been single for so long. But as I'm investing into my kids' future, I look at things like that now. Like, oh yeah, let's just have a fun weekend. But at the end of the day, like, no, let me just put this little money to the side for this, or in a high yield savings account, or something like that they can have for their future.
Yeah,
So,
because say you're going on a trip and it costs $1,000 or whatever. We'll say on the low end, $1,000 trip for you and your kids. Whenever you do that, that could have been $7,000 in 30 years. It's
Yeah.
it's times 7 if you put it in the if you put it in the S&P 500, you let it cook for 30, 40 years. That's what you're going to end up with, is 7
Exactly.
times the amount. And a lot of people don't think about that shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think about it either if I was living in the moment. I know me personally, when I'm single, I am crazy. I am outside. I'm spending all my money.
That's why I'm
I
inside
mean,
now.
yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I'm
Well,
inside
yeah.
they
now.
would be y'all are definitely outliers, because 80 to 90% of the consumption that's done in America is already done by women. And you can study a family's history, and a lot of times 90% of the spending that is done within that household is going to be through the women.
And that's why I say I feel like couples spend more.
But now
Because-
that women are more single, it happens on their own regardless,
Oh,
with no
but-
necessarily long-term goals with it. This is the thing, is like, there's a reason why the cosmetic industry stays afloat even during economic cycles, like we've seen even during the pandemic or whatever was going on. Like, it's going to happen again, and it doesn't nothing happens to it, because why? Because women know their number one agency is their beauty,
Yeah.
and they're going to keep that up.
And what I was going to say is, like, I actually agree with you. I would agree with you that, so more now than ever, I would say about 80-90% are what I call relationships are in what I call the woman's frame. What the woman's frame is that it's her rules, it's what she says, it's everything is whatever she wants, she's getting it. It's the woman's life. And the man is just a part of it,
Right.
and he's just a pet. And I would say most relationships are like that today. And I would honestly say that's the safest relationship for a woman. Now, do some women take advantage of it a little bit too much? Yeah. But it is the safest one, because that guy's not going to run away after he gets you pregnant usually. And he's probably going to be a good father and all types of stupid shit. But so there's only a few relationships that I would say that are like mine or like Julian's, where they're kind of in our frame. But those ones that are in the man or that are in the woman's frame, I agree with you. Like, a lot of those women are completely controlling their dudes, saying, I want to go on this trip. I want this purse. I want this. And yeah, those simp beta cuck dudes are fucking buying all of it. They don't go fuck. Whatever, baby. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. I want to ask you really quick though, ladies. Do y'all feel like exactly like what you like, would you say women know what they want?
I would say 50-50.
50-50.
Like, they do know what they want, but sometimes they don't know how to
Attain it?
execute it or attain it. But back to your initial point, I was saying, like, whenever you're in a relationship, like you said, the majority of men are the ones that pay rent, pay all the stuff. So women are taking their whole paycheck and just spending it on all that. And he was saying that single women invest in their body, the cosmetics or whatnot. Although that is true, you can only work so much to attain all those things. While you're in a relationship, pretty much your whole paycheck is for yourself. So
Yeah.
that's why I feel like.
Yeah. Some guys are definitely do that.
Mhm.
What was the question I had just asked before? I can't remember. Donnie, what was it? Do you remember?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do women know what they want?
Oh yeah. Do you know
Oh.
what women want?
Um,
Do you think women know what they want?
I'm gonna have to say a 50-50.
Yeah.
50-50?
That's
Really,
definitely 50-50.
yeah.
Because
Because
they know it's just
yeah.
executing.
Yeah, I just teeter on something sometimes. Like, I think I know what I want, but then I'll have a conversation with my best friend or my brother or peers, coworkers, friends, some of my clients who are multimillionaires that I take advice from all the time. Any opportunity. So it's 50-50.
Yeah.
You want this, but you also want this. Of course, as human nature, we always want what we can't have, right?
Yeah. So no, one of my favorite things I like to talk about. This is gonna sound pretty misogynistic. I'm sorry, but I honestly don't think any woman knows what she wants. Like, it sounds really messed up. I don't think any woman knows exactly what she wants. I think that
Exactly, no.
I think that she needs a man to tell her what she needs. And that's the problem today, is that a lot of men will give a woman whatever the fuck she wants. She said, I want to go on this trip. I want this purse. I want this. And she'll drain that dude until he's fucking broke, because he's a stupid simp. And he doesn't understand that he needs to be a man and say no sometimes. A lot of guys can't say fucking no to a woman today for shit. They're just stupid and they're losers. And
'Cause
they
he's not in his masculine
He's
energy.
not. He's not. Yeah. So,
Right.
but I really believe that when a woman finds a man who tells her what she really needs and really gives the family what they need, that's a successful family. And like, if a woman sits there and constantly chases what she wants, or constantly chases relationships with men that give her what she wants, you'll find at the end of that rainbow,
She's
that's not
never
really what you wanted.
satisfied.
Yeah. The
She'll never be
cars, the
satisfied.
purse,
I
none of
agree.
that fucking made her happy.
I agree.
agree.
100%.
Yeah.
Definitely my next relationship, if he's not leading and not telling me, hey, this is what we should do, I don't want it.
Oh, ask her what kind of leader she's looking for. I'm gonna go pee real quick.
Well, let's talk about it. What kind of leader are you looking for? What type of man? Well, you're saying you want to be led. So this is the thing I always ask ladies: what does that guy look like? Like, describe him.
That's a great
Physical
question.
appearance, for me, it's maybe 50-50 just because that's just who I am as a person. But I would have to say mentality.
Okay.
It's I don't know how do I
So
you know what I'm saying, because
yeah, I
we've
do.
talked about
I
this
do.
plenty of times.
So for me, physical appearance doesn't matter, but I do want a man that, let's say, he's like,
but that takes care of himself. You know
right.
what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. But if, let's say, I'm like, for example, I want to go on a trip. He's going to be like, no, we're not. We're going to go on a trip in 2 years because this is how it's going to affect us financially.
Mhm.
Or somebody that's
Somebody who
literally
can
going to put
say
his
no
foot down.
sometimes.
So you definitely do want to be told no.
Yeah, I do. If it's
Yeah.
not the right thing, then absolutely.
Well, it's
I don't
funny
want to
'cause-
make all the decisions. If I'm
Yeah.
making the decisions, I'll stay
Why do I
single.
need you? Exactly.
No,
Why do
most
we need
definitely.
you? Yeah.
I would say because y'all are. It's so funny because I think guys don't realize that even with women that are in your brackets, like, you guys are doing well for yourselves financially.
Mhm.
And in a lot, I tell guys all the time, sometimes even in y'all's circles right now, you don't even desire the guys that are in
Look
your
at this
tax
last
brackets
Look
right
at
now.
this last comment. They want a man who can kill an intruder while holding a baby. That's so funny. That's so funny.
Pretty much.
That's hilarious.
But I even say, like, it's just like, because a lot of the guys that are probably around whatever you guys do, you know, they'll probably like simp and they'll try to do too much to look too
Yes.
cool,
Mhm.
to look too appealing. But
And it's actually unattractive.
the question though is this: so y'all say that you don't care about these looks. It's you're 50-50. You're kind of like indifferent about them. But if we were to ask you the last 3 gentlemen that you actually slept with, was that the case for those guys?
No.
Were they like not that attractive? Were they
No.
They didn't have much going for them? What was it?
They had going, but not attractive.
Not physically attractive.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No.
Mine was both. He had a great career.
So does that not matter to you when it comes down to like sex specifically or orgasm?
No. He could be ugly, to be
Okay.
honest.
So you're more on his performance than the way that he looks.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I mean, my thing is, if he's funny, that's already a plus for me. Like, he could be ugly.
Okay.
Because if I'm out in a date with a guy that's attractive, but he's boring, he doesn't understand. Yeah, it's a no for me. I'm
It's a
not
no.
I'm
It's
not
a
gonna
no.
be sexually attracted to that person.
Well, that's
period.
why we tell dudes no dinner dates.
Why?
No dinner date should ever be the first date.
Why is that?
Why do you say that? I'm very curious.
It's just too formal.
Do y'all so
It's-
do y'all online date?
I don't.
I don't.
So that's why it's different from
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
Y'all. The reason why y'all can't necessarily, so for your daughters, this is definitely more of a thing.
Especially
So-
in online dating
Yeah,
world,
yeah.
because there's no like. So me personally, I do something called social circle games to get women. So what that is I just have a social circle. I know I have a bunch of women that are my friends, tons of them, and just through that social circle of people, I'm able to meet other girls. So because of that, I will take a girl on a dinner date first because I already have a general understanding of her. We've probably already gone out a few times before we go on that first date. Whereas people that are online dating, they don't know if there's that vibe or not through a fucking text message. There's
Agreed.
no
Agreed.
telling it. So sometimes it is better for a guy to go low investment and go for a walk or go on a coffee date whenever you do online dating because it filters women that are actually down for you or not. It really just eliminates the women that are just using you for a free meal. It instantly eliminates that.
Well,
It's that
that's the
burning
main
genuine
reason.
desire thing too that I'm talking about. You can find burning genuine desire way easier that way than taking them to dinner.
That's the main reason, though. It's you expending your resources, like, and you're just doing too much too soon.
So I have a question for you guys.
Go ahead,
Um,
because I know you're about to ask the same thing.
So actually, I got asked out on a date not too long ago, and I was like, I agree to go, but I want to pay my portion of the meal. And he completely disagreed and all that. And the way I look at it is, from hearing a lot of guys talk, I work in a club.
Yeah.
I'm around a lot of guys, and they're always like, "Oh yeah, she used me for a free meal," and it's like, to me, I'm like, I just can't. I can't sit here and be like,
No,
"Oh
you're just
yeah,
a dumbass.
yeah, who does that?" Like, in my opinion, do you not have money to buy your own meal? But
Yeah.
so I was like, "Yeah, I'll go as long as I could pay for my." And he's like, "Oh, why? Oh, you've had bad experiences?" No, I haven't had bad experiences. However, I've heard enough guys talking to where if you and I don't vibe, I can, say
That's
bye
it.
and that's it. But you're not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, she went out on this date because she wanted a free meal." That's ridiculous to me.
It
How
really
do you
is
guys
ridiculous.
feel about that? If a girl says, let's go out on a date, but I pay my portion of the meal.
I don't even. I actually don't mind that. I also don't mind her
Good.
paying for me.
Okay.
That's just the truth. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. That's just the type of men that we have built ourselves into. Like it's just more playful that way. Like I'm not
It
saying
depends
like
what type of girl you are.
it also depends too. Because like let's just say like okay. So let's just say if we had a date and you were to show up late,
Mhm.
I would have you pay for the first round. And I would probably have you pay for that first deal. Maybe next time I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
But
See, I
that's the
wouldn't
thing
mind.
is like it's just a playful mood. Like you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't have to be so serious.
Right.
And it shouldn't be so damn fucking serious whenever you're
Mhm.
literally going out in that first interaction because again, it could be either you're catfished
Mhm.
because you don't really again
Yeah.
online dating
Yeah.
that you'll get a lot of that. And then two, like maybe the person's demeanor, there's just no instant like flair, connection, no nothing. You could just say, hey, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm not feeling this, I'm out
Right.
right away.
So like for me, like if it's since I do social circle, I don't online date at all. I'm completely against apps. So since I only do in-person stuff, I will always go all out and go on the first date. I will always pay, but it's usually based around like what the thing is, a woman might at the table be like, "Oh yeah, you want to split the bill?" But in reality, it's a shit test. It's not even like she's literally just trying to see what type of guy you are. And if you say, "Oh yeah, let's split it," you're not getting pussy that night.
Yeah.
Like you're literally not
And
getting
that's
pussy.
that's
So
another
like
thing.
Yeah.
so it's like a lot of guys like to like die on that hill. Sometimes it's like you literally throw away so much pussy that like those girls really liked you, possibly like were really down for you, and then you look like a feminine little girl because you asked to split a tab. And not like I said, it's not all girls. And like some guys might be intimidated by that, and some guys might be like, no. It just depends like when you do it. If you say it before the whole date, like if you were like before y'all even go on a date, you're like, hey, I just want you to know though, I'm the type of girl where I want to split the tab, just so you know. I would instantly be like, yeah, that's fine. But I would honestly assume, okay, we're probably not gonna fuck. Like, I don't think that like she likes me like that. But maybe like you do. And so this goes back to a whole other thing that I like to talk about. That burning genuine desire thing. I would argue that it doesn't happen after 3 months or 6 months, especially if the woman's ever had a one night stand before. If she's the type of girl where she makes every guy wait 3 or 6 months before she has sex with him, then that's fine. I get it. But if you have had 5 one night stands with different Chads and Tyrones, and then all of a sudden all these other dudes, you're gonna say, you gotta wait 2 months, honey. You gotta wait 3 months, honey. You don't have the type of sex you're gonna have with the Chads versus those guys is not the fucking same. There's no vibe. And so like I do something where I filter women very much for the burning genuine desire. And if she doesn't fuck me on the first night, I'm not going to waste my time with her on a second
No
date.
way.
Yeah, I won't. I would never. I've only gone
Really?
on 3 dates 2 times with 2 different girls, and I've gone on a second date with probably about 5 or 6 girls
And that's
before.
why I like to pay my own food.
Yeah, well, so like the thing is, if you're the type of woman where you've always saved yourself, I would completely agree with that. I would completely, because you're the type where you've always
you
made
just
guys wait
different.
2
Like,
or 3 months.
y'all have to understand like the rules drastically have changed for the
How
dating
old
market.
Are you?
I'm 29.
Okay.
So they have changed drastically since the very, very beginning was Facebook entering the iPhone. As soon as the Facebook app was on the iPhone, it was game over at that point. That's
I
what
agree.
started the trajectory towards Instagram.
Mhm.
And Instagram is the largest dating app in the entire world. That's what people don't realize. It's not just Tinder. It's not just Bumble.
Right.
Instagram, it also filters towards Instagram no matter what, either Instagram or Snapchat.
Mhm.
So they're both dating apps as well. The thing is that everything's just quicker these days.
It's because that's the way we want it. It's now.
Everything is quicker.
Well, like even if y'all are really good girls saying you've always made every man you've ever had sex with wait 3 or 6 months, okay? It's not your
very
fault.
long.
It's not your
long.
Yeah. But I'm just giving you an example. Say y'all did that, but then there's all these other turbo thoughts that are fucking all these dudes on the first night. Who devalued the pussy? They did.
Mhm.
Y'all didn't do anything wrong. But if all the other women are acting like turbo thoughts and devaluing the pussy, that makes it harder for y'all to find a man now too.
It's true.
Absolutely.
And used to back in the day, women used to shame women to keep them in check. Women don't shame women anymore. Now we say, nah, go get a bag, go fuck all the dudes. Yeah, like get some head and leave, like do
Women
all that
empowerment.
shit. Yeah, women empowerment. So
That's
like,
crazy.
and so
Yeah.
So now y'all aren't keeping them in check, and pussy's devalued. It's completely devalued, and
Yeah.
and even for really high value men or guys that have a lot going for them,
I feel
they're
like
always
we
gonna go
keep
for it.
each other in check, so we
Yeah.
don't have that problem.
Right.
Yo, you
That's
know
good.
what's funny
don't
is
have
your
that.
situation that you just talked about, because like it seems like you're wanting to pay half so that you prevent something from happening.
Absolutely. No.
But the thing
Go
is, check this out, is that I just saw a meme like earlier, and it was someone had tweeted. It was a girl, and she was like, I went ahead and cooked this dude all this dinner. I went ahead and gave him the best head of his fucking life. I went ahead and fucked the shit out of him that night, and then I went ahead and ordered him an Uber and got him the fuck out of my place before he could do it himself. And that's the life that women single are living right now, and they think
That's
like that. That's
insane.
what it takes to like basically that's trauma response. And that's kind of where we come in a lot with this show, and we're trying to like really just we understand the traumatic responses and the craziness going on right now in the world, in the marketplace, and what 3 years ago the little pandemic did to everyone's social calibrations and stuff like that. Now everyone's used to parasocial relationships online more than in person. And it seems like y'all do a lot more in person than online.
Absolutely.
Everybody in our
Absolutely.
generation is like pretty based and like pretty like not stupid. But it's like Gen Z and under really lost all their social skills. They really lost all their ability to be able to discern. Like they can't discern for shit. Like I actually got to ask that. Do y'all think that you're able to discern men on y'all's own like pretty well? Like would you say that your whole dating life you're really good at discerning between a good guy and a shitty guy?
I feel like yes.
Like pretty
Yeah.
good. Well, yeah. I mean, you keep them away from your
Yeah.
daughter, so obviously, like y'all do a pretty
Yeah,
good job.
I would say.
Yeah. So like one of the things I talk about a lot though is like I don't think women are good at discerning, and the reason why though is because like women fall in love with their ears, men fall in love with their eyes. That's why women wear makeup and men lie. And a guy who's a really good liar, or there's something called hypergamy, which is where women like to date across and up social hierarchies. So like if you make, let's say you make $100,000 a year, you want a guy usually makes about $152,000 a year. Studies show 52% more. So because of that hypergamy, like that want for somebody that makes more than you, a guy can fool you with your he can use your hypergamous nature against you. He can wear Gucci, he can wear Burberry, he can wear certain things or drive certain cars or have certain things that make you go, oh, this guy, he has money. He's he earns probably more than me, and he can use that nature against you, and he can lie. And whenever guys are smart enough and cunning enough and they use these type of tools, they can finesse a girl out, what I call finessing a girl out the box all day long. Just like how a woman can finesse a guy out the bag really easily if she's really good, a guy can finesse a woman out her pussy just as easily. And so like a lot of people don't understand that you have to really fight against like your nature, I guess, for you to not fall to these type of things. And the one way that we always fought against our nature throughout all of history, ironically it didn't work for you, is the father helping pick the man. Honestly, not trying to talk shit on your father at all. I'm just saying I think your father picked very unwisely for your husband, and I think that if he this would have been 100, 200, 300 years ago, he probably would have picked better because he would have had more discernment himself to be able to pick a better guy for you, older guy or something, Not saying it's good for a woman to get fucking married at 15 years old at all.
Right.
I'm not condoning that. But yeah, I really think that guys have always throughout history protected women because it's called mate guarding. Like even for my daughter, I have to make sure, like y'all even mate guard y'all's daughters. Like y'all want to make sure men don't come and fuck them up in any way, shape, or form. Women aren't built to do that though. It's the uncles and the fathers and the grandfathers and the brothers that are supposed to physically be there to protect those kids from anything bad that can happen from other men. Because men are fucking dangerous. Okay,
Very.
we are the most dangerous fucking species on the planet. We killed 7 other hominoid species for us to be number one Homo sapiens. We killed 7 others off. Fuck you, other monkey people. We're the best. And we got 1% of us of males that are psychopaths. So men are extremely dangerous. And a lot of women today are like, fuck that. I don't want a guy to protect me. I can walk down the street at night. I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's like, no, bro. This is a dangerous ass world. We can't be thinking that way. Let me get back to the questions because we haven't done one of these.
That's a good one though. Like
But
Eric asked one, like how often do the ladies get approached in person?
oh yeah, that is a good one. And guys, if anybody else has a question, super chat in any questions, and the TTS will go off, and we'll be able to hear it. But yeah, ladies, what do you think? How often do you get approached in person?
I work in a club.
Yeah,
every
so
night.
what do you think? 30, 40 people a weekend?
Um,
50, 60? Shit, maybe more. Yeah.
It's bad.
Do you work the whole weekend or just one day a weekend?
The whole weekend.
The whole weekend?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, shit, 100 guys, 100. What about you? How often do you get approached in person, you'd say?
I think it depends on where I'm at. I try to stay out of the scene, actually, and focus more on my business and my family.
Yeah.
So,
So, but like at the grocery store, like, does it happen like
at the bank, at the grocery store, at Target, at the
Everywhere.
mall.
where do y'all want a guy to approach y'all from?
I
Grocery
don't.
store.
You don't? The
Oh,
grocery
I
store
said
though?
a grocery store. If it's in a club, I'm not looking
Yeah.
this way. I'm just not.
Not even.
Okay, but would y'all say that you rather meet somebody through your social circle or just randomly?
Social circle.
Wait, so you're saying you're turning down multiple dudes a night,
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude, that's the
all
club.
damn night?
Yes.
So you're saying
I think no,
not at
well-
all?
Well, I say not at all to all of them because they're all like their early 20s. That's all I get hit on by people that are in the early 20s.
So like, if you saw like a dude
Well,
there,
to be fair, you don't look like you're in your
yeah,
mid
yeah,
30s.
yeah,
Thank you.
you look really young.
I mean,
So like, but if you see a guy that's your type and you see a little gray hair on him, are you gonna talk to him? Are you cool with
at
him?
the club?
Yeah.
I'll be
Because
like,
obviously he's probably your age or older then if he got some gray hair.
yeah. I mean,
great.
little pimp.
Dude, I got some friends that are my age with gray hair right now. They're like 32, 33. It's like, this is crazy.
yeah, it happens. But I would definitely like, build a relationship. Maybe he's a regular at the club or whatever, but something serious, probably not. Because I don't want, whenever I get into a serious relationship, I want to be out of the club scene, period. And if he likes that type of scene, I don't want to change anybody. I want somebody that is gonna fit,
But you
fit
would,
my life.
yeah, so definitely no regular. Situationships. Do y'all think situationships benefit men more or the women more?
I don't know. I've never been in a situationship before.
Just a casual sex relationship? Friends
Never.
with benefits?
Never.
Never. You're celibate?
Yeah,
You've been celibate for years?
for a long time.
Do you have toys?
Always.
Okay, that's all that matters. Then. I was about to say that's fucking crazy if you've
Yeah.
never had an orgasm in years. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But no, like, what about you? Are you?
I would probably be insane.
What do you think though?
I
Like,
think situationships, it really depends, but I would say the majority of the time they benefit men just because he's not in a serious relationship with you, so he could have plenty of situationships, if that makes sense.
True.
As in, when a girl's in a situationship, she pretty much just talks to that guy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah, no. So we like to joke about this. Like a guy has an actual roster. Like he has an actual roster of 4 or 5 girls he's fucking, and they do what they call spinning plates. He's trying to manage the plates spinning and making sure they don't fall off and shit. But a woman, her roster is like, okay, this guy's gonna take me to dinners, this guy's gonna take me on vacations, this guy I can text whenever I want, and then this guy I'm gonna fuck, and like, and so we have 2 completely different rosters, and I would agree with you. The guy benefits way more than you do. Do you think that like you having a situationship can hurt your ability to have successful relationships in the future?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I feel
Why?
like a
Then why do you
situationship-
choose to be in them?
I feel like a situationship would definitely just destroy you in any and every way possible.
Why are you in them then?
No, I was in
Okay,
a
you were in one,
situationship, but
okay.
I got myself out of it because of a lie.
Yeah.
So it's like once you lie if the lie is like, why did you lie about that? I will never trust you again. Ever.
Told you.
Ever.
Lying.
Ever.
Is no,
Now,
no.
if it's a big lie that I'm like, he was trying to protect my feelings, not that I'm okay with it, but I'm like, okay, it's understandable. But lying to me about something stupid, I would never trust you again, ever.
We need to do the part-time pimp, full-time simp thing. So if y'all had to choose between a guy who's a part-time pimp, I'm not saying he's a literal pimp. He doesn't pimp out women, but he's a guy that looks nice. He can get girls. Maybe he's tall or whatever the fuck it is. He goes on a business trip to wherever the fuck someplace, LA or something. He's a good loyal husband. Like y'all are married, y'all have family and everything. He goes to LA. He happens while he's there at the business conference. He goes to the bar and he has sex with a woman from the hotel lobby or something. And he never talks to this woman again. He's not going to come home and brag to you about her or anything, but nobody knows about it. Okay. Somehow you find out fucking months later because you find a hair or some bullshit. I don't know. So would you rather be with that guy who did that or a guy who, what we would call a full-time simp? He texts girls all the time. He likes girls' pictures. If some girl asks him for $10, he'll send it to her instantly. He just be simping on the comments and pictures. He's just constantly giving validation to other women. But he's not fucking any of them. He hasn't had sex with none of these girls, but he's validating the living fuck out of them. And he's giving them money and shit like that, even without getting anything in return.
Yo.
Would you would you rather be with the part-time pimp, who might sleep with a girl and never talk to her again, or the guy who's a full-time simp and he's simping all the time?
I would
Part-time
say
pimp.
pimp. I would say pimp. Absolutely, he better be
Mhm.
protecting himself though.
Yeah.
But that's actually funny that you say that because that's how I found out. So my ex-husband, he went on a work trip and he actually had sex with somebody that he met at a bar. And I didn't find out till 5 years later. Now, I will say this. I just that was in the back of my head all the time. So it's hard, but if I had to pick one, I would definitely pick the pimp.
Wow. And
Mhm.
so, like, did y'all divorce over that?
Yes, that's why I just couldn't. I didn't tell him necessarily that that's why I
But was
wouldn't
it
get.
because he wasn't like? How did you find out?
I found out because my phone at the time I was going to nursing school at the time. My phone was bad, so he gave me his work phone, and somebody kept messaging him on Facebook. And I'm not one to
That
check
damn
phone.
Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not one to check phone or anything, but I kept seeing her name pop up, So I clicked on the chat, and I scrolled all the way to the top till the day they met, or when they met, and found all that or whatever. And I was like, I can't do this.
So this is what I talk about all the time, though. It's not the fact that he fucked the girl; it's the fact that he was building an emotional connection with that
I
girl,
agree.
and he was building
I
a
agree.
relationship with her.
Mhm.
Because the thing is, men and women are completely different. Like we are crazy about sexual loyalty. We will fucking go crazy if you go fuck another guy.
Mhm.
Because why? We couldn't tell if the baby was ours for thousands of years. There was no fucking test to tell if that baby was mine.
Right.
You could accidentally take care of somebody else's kid
Mhm.
and not even know it because there was no way to tell. So we really give a fuck about who's in that pussy. Okay. Now for y'all though, y'all really give a fuck about who he's giving his resources to, his money, energy, attention, and his time. Because if he's building an emotional connection with those people, he could get her pregnant. He could run off from your family and what he's building with you because you have an investment. If you invested 3-4 years with this guy, that time investment, and your youth is everything to a woman usually, and you lose that to him and he goes and runs off with that other girl, you take a fat loss. So y'all really give a fuck about a guy who's DMing a girl on Facebook back and back that he fucked. Whereas I guarantee you, if he would have just fucked her and never talked to her again,
I would have
you
forgave him.
you would have forgave
Yeah,
him 1,000%.
absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And a lot of relationships sometimes do fail today though because the woman will leave just from a one night stand or something that isn't that big of a deal. But I agree. So like me and my girl, I'll give you an example because you have an Instagram that's like my girlfriend's, like no followers or anything like that. She doesn't have any guys. She just posts pet pics because she's not a bottle girl or anything though. And I don't validate women because she doesn't seek attention from men because we're both opposites. Women advertise and men pursue.
Mhm.
So I cheat by pursuing, whether that's liking girls' pictures, commenting, DMing them, sending them $10. That's the way that, in my opinion, a man cheats. He's validating another female.
Mhm.
Okay. Whereas the opposite end for a woman is her seeking attention, is her using her dating strategy, her advertising herself on Instagram or going to the club with barely any clothes on. Doing certain things is putting herself in a place for more guys to come up to her. So my girl doesn't use her dating strategy and I don't use mine. And we perfectly have a good little system going where I'm never insecure about anything. She never has to be insecure about anything. I have tons of friends that are women. I don't validate them. I don't talk to them every day, and I don't try to do anything stupid. And like that's the problem today is a lot of couples just with the internet and shit, they don't know how to balance the validation that's going on.
I agree.
And a lot of people want too much validation from online. Do y'all think that with your daughter, with y'all's daughters, do y'all see an issue already with social media and validation, or do you think that they're gonna avoid that compared to like what our generation had to go through?
So for my daughter, since I do have limited social media, you know, they like, oh, what is that, or what is this, or whatever. I just explain, like, you know, this and that, and I try to tell them, you know, there's all these apps, editing. Don't look for validation from this person because that picture is fake anyways. It's altered, it was edited, it was who knows what was already so I just try to explain that situation to my kids.
Yeah. How are you dealing with that issue with them? Because they're
So
older, so I mean, they
Yeah.
fucking, you can't stop them from having it now.
they are. So my daughters, they don't really care about social media. Their accounts are private. They have thousands and thousands of follow
Good job.
requests.
Good job.
They have like 300, 400 followers with thousands of requests, and
Good
they
job.
really don't care about it.
No, good.
Mhm.
That's amazing. It's a really good job. And so the reason why it's such a big deal is because so validation, like attention to women is sex to men.
Mhm.
And a lot of people don't, it's hard to understand that, but that's like just like how guys want sex so bad, women want attention really bad. And because that's what truly, status and attention is what truly makes a woman feel, you know, superior, whereas like a guy being able to fuck a lot of women is what makes him feel truly superior. We're truly opposites on a lot of fucking things. When it comes to like all these debates, because I know like you said that you watched the episode. Did you watch the episode also of the show?
I
Of the,
didn't.
oh, you didn't. Whenever it
I'm brand new.
have y'all watched any of these shows like this? Have y'all watched Fresh and Fit before? Whatever, anything, any of those podcasts like that?
I haven't.
You never?
I mean, I've watched like other podcasts with other people, but
Have y'all heard of Andrew Tate before?
Yes.
So like what? So what is y'all's opinion on all that type of content that's been coming out over the last year or two? That's like kind of really fucking up the relationship game, really making people. Yeah, about to. Yeah, you're good. Like what do you think about those type of influencers?
You know, a lot of people talk trash on him, but I actually feel like a lot of things he says are valid.
He's based.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, there's some things I would say are a little out of pocket, but for the most part, I agree with him, to be
Okay.
honest.
And so like this whole like movement that's kind of going on, that's like men need to man up and women need to be women again and stuff. Are you a supporter of it? Do you kind of not like it as a woman that, you know, is career driven and stuff?
No. I do feel like women are a bit more in their masculine energy and guys are more in their feminine energy. Wish that would change, but I don't see it changing because of social media. But I do believe that everybody's all over the place.
Tell me some of your masculine. Be honest with yourself and us today, and let me know what you think is some of your most masculine features about yourself.
I'm a leader.
You're a leader.
I tend to do that a lot. Like even when I was married, he was definitely he'd be like, "No, this is what we're gonna do. This is," which I like that. But there was times where I was like, "No, you know, it's gonna be my way or the highway." But I would say that's probably my most masculine trait. I feel like whenever I meet somebody, I want things to be my way.
When you respect a man, do you feel like it's easier for you to be led by him?
Absolutely.
Why don't you think you respect your husband?
I did. It's just there was.
But sometimes you didn't.
Whenever I found out that he cheated, it was a wrap.
It was a wrap after
It
that.
was a wrap.
Okay.
So respect definitely. plays a
But
big
was it
role.
more like it happened and he lied about it and he was a coward about it?
Yeah. Is
So-
it because he was a coward?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
So
he coward away from like
Being honest.
just the
about it.
conflict,
Right.
just you bringing it up.
so I brought it up and he denied it. I'm like, listen, it's right here.
Okay. Yeah.
So
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's a
it's just
coward.
lame.
Yeah, I
Right.
wouldn't respect
Lame.
him either. Yeah.
right then and there, I saw him with completely different eyes. I
Yeah.
just couldn't see him the same.
Yeah, see, we brought on actually a couple women that have had very similar stories, and we always ask them the same thing: is like, is it really the cheating itself, or is it the lying and being a coward behind it? So
That's definitely it.
we don't condone that. Like, if you are going to be that guy,
Mhm.
and you're going to be a guy that like you get it, like no matter what, like you have options available, and you're gonna have a main girl, be straight up with her right away.
Right.
And if she wants to be a part of your program,
Exactly.
she will be a part of your program.
The reason why y'all want to know is because like the tomfoolery that happens and the lying and stuff, it's in your best interest, in your gender's interest to figure out things as soon as possible so you can make the correct decisions to save your
Exactly.
own life and your kid's life. What was I just thinking about?
And
Oh,
that's
shit.
why I said, like, I felt like I threw my best years away. 15 to 25.
Oh yeah, that's why I want to ask. So because we don't have a lot of opportunities of women that kind of went through like what you kind of went through in your life. I'm very curious about, because there's a huge argument online all the time about how women who get a body count, I don't know what your body count is, but
Low.
yeah, so but like say like is the love way like is the sex better after like was your second, third, fourth, whatever bodies better than the first? Like have you had better sex afterwards, or was your best sex as a virgin? and then, or like after you had lost your virginity, to just just being with one man, or like, do you think it's better now?
I want to say when I was married. I feel like I was married for so long that it went from
Damn,
mid.
W marriage, fuck, it's W virgin marriage, I guess. I
feel
disagreed with that for a long time, but I guess you're right.
I feel like I was married for so long. It went from, virgin, don't know anything, to 10 years of doing the same thing. Of course, it's going to get better.
And what was the sex life a good sex life when you're married? Like, was he willing to? Because a lot of women sometimes complain that, oh, he wouldn't eat me out, or like basically like sometimes like those tradcon relationships, they end up being really bad sexually because maybe the guy's super traditional or the woman's shamed a lot for her sexuality or something. Do you feel like you didn't have any of those issues in y'all's relationship?
I didn't.
So it's probably because it was more of a modern day put together of it. So y'all were willing to compromise and talk to each other about those things.
Right.
That's really cool because I feel like that just doesn't happen that often. Kind of sad he fucked it up and lied and like I said, built an emotional connection with another woman. One of my favorite studies was actually done, to prove that. And what they did was they took gay men, gay women, straight men, straight women, and they asked them, what would bother you more, sexual infidelity or emotional infidelity? And it was crazy across the board, whether it was a gay man or a straight man.
Emotional.
Sexual. No, it was always sexual for the man. For the man, it was sexual.
Okay.
Even if he was gay, though, and for the women, even if they were lesbians, even if they were, a gay woman, they still, the emotional connection was way worse. Even trans still split perfectly on this.
Oh, yeah.
And it just goes to show how different we are and how we love and like how serious we are in those things.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are both divorced, correct?
Separate. Like I was never married.
You were never married. You just had kids with him. Okay, but it was a very long-term relationship.
Long term.
How long?
Almost 9 years.
Okay, so you guys both basically went a decade. Okay, what was one thing that you did wrong in those 10 years?
One
So
thing that I did wrong?
for it to just obviously dismantle, like, one thing that you did wrong.
I would say my attitude, definitely. Like I felt like I always had an attitude.
That Puerto Rican attitude.
I feel like she was constantly trying to refresh. Dude, the one Puerto Rican I ever messed with was
goes away, man.
dude. Puerto Ricans are psychopaths.
Man.
The one Puerto Rican girl I
Definitely.
fucked with fucking screwed me over so bad. She was
Yeah.
a psychopath.
Uh,
No offense. I'm not saying you are, but fucking
I don't
psychopath.
care.
But no. So whenever. What was your question again?
What they did wrong.
Yeah.
Just one thing you did wrong.
You were said that you were probably like that. What do you think?
You said your attitude?
Yeah.
100% Latina attitude.
Okay. So, but whenever like you were saying that, like you respected him and stuff, and it didn't go away until after he found out, or after you found out that stuff had happened. Do you think that a lot of women go into relationships already not respecting their men, or do you think that the men always lose the respect at a certain point?
I'm gonna speak for myself. In the situationship that I was in, I went in not respecting.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's how it's been. I don't respect.
Yeah.
I hate to say it that way, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just being brutally honest.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like a lot of, and you don't have to speak specifically just from yourself, but other relationships that you see women go into, do you think that they are going into relationships where they don't respect the man beforehand, or they're losing the respect after something happens?
I feel like they lose respect after. I have your trust until you make me believe otherwise. So
Okay. What is the number one thing that if like your guy no, yeah, let me change that up. Say like you are about to get married, okay, and you find out that the guy that you're getting married to, he was a gay porn star for 10 years. It happened a long time ago. It just happened to come up because one of his best man like accidentally told you while he was drunk or something. And so now you're finding out right before y'all get married that this dude was a porn star 10 years ago with gay dudes. How would that make you feel? Would you call off the wedding?
absolutely.
You would?
I would too.
You would too?
Yes, because now not only am I gonna believe that there's a possibility of you cheating with a man or a woman, but
you're
now a
cheating with
man too.
Man, she hit the nail on the head. That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna bring up. Like a lot of women don't understand that the reason why that's dangerous is because it's another and the whole other boundary of thing that he can cheat
Right.
on you with.
Mhm.
Whenever it comes to the other way around, do you think that guys care if a woman had a gay sexual past?
It's a good question.
Would you say it's the opposite maybe, and he would actually be turned on by it?
I feel like
Probably.
the majority would be turned
Probably.
on.
Honestly, probably.
This is one of those situations where we're complete opposites in, like
Right.
where we're like women are just like fuck no, I can never be with that gay dude, but then the man, but if it's the other way around, the guy's like hell yeah, I
Right,
can.
because
Why
the
are
guy
you gay?
I believe that a guy is like, well, there's a possibility that I could probably get a threesome sometime.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh man, that's actually a good one. Would y'all ever allow like the man that you're with to have a threesome with you? Like if y'all are really serious and you know everything's perfect, we're gonna say he's the perfect guy, whether it's money, looks, all that shit.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Never.
I would say if we've been married for a very, very long time, maybe, but I would say 95% no.
Would y'all rather have be married to a guy and he has multiple wives, or you're his main wife and he has bitches that he goes and fucks every once in a while? They don't get nothing. He doesn't pay for apartments. He didn't do nothing special for them. He just fucks them. So
Wives and we all live under one same roof.
yeah. Where it's like it's a sister wives, like how Islam does it.
Wife, because I could fight them.
Wife. So wait, you'd want to be the sole wife and he has bitches?
No.
Oh no, you'd want the one where it's multiple wives. Why
I'm
would you
the
want to
main
fight
one
them?
because I can't fight the other ones. I could fight the.
It's always better actually to be the youngest wife in those things because they get treated the best. The older wives get treated the worst. Isn't that shitty?
It's all good. I'll get treated the worst. I'm gonna beat all of them up.
Would it be cool because you have sisters kind of all the time around you?
In a way.
Y'all get to take care of the kids together.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm not sure. I'm having like mixed feelings about this whole topic right here.
That one's a hard one.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not Islamic, so it's really like we can't even imagine it probably. But I mean,
I would say all wives.
So you're saying
Yeah.
okay? So would you be more okay? So this is the good question because like, would you rather have a guy that just goes out there and does whatever the hell he wants with other women whenever he feels like it, or would you rather do it with him?
Do it with him. Or what do you mean?
Or would you rather? Would you rather join in,
Oh.
or would you rather have him like?
Oh,
do
that's
it
a hard
behind
question.
That's the thing is like that's because like
that's basically what you're choosing between. It's like you being the main and him having bitches and you never know what's happening, or him having multiple wives and y'all all kind of know when each other's fucking him.
Well, I would say if I see myself.
Or y'all do it together.
If
don't
I
know.
had to choose,
I would say bye. But if I had to choose, I would go with him.
so. The
Yeah.
reason why I asked this, ladies, is because of this. So the reason it seems like women don't they want this perfect guy, but I'm starting to realize that there's only 3 guys that you're really gonna come across. Okay, there's one guy. Okay, there's one guy that you'll probably marry. You'll probably be very conservative with, and you'll try to tame his desires for other women, and he may suppress it himself, but it'll also come out in the form of him eventually just using pornography to go ahead and exercise the innate just
Drive.
attraction
Yeah.
for other women. So there's that guy.
Mhm.
Then there's the guy that has the ability to have readily available options by real women at his disposal whenever he'd like. And then there's the third option that I just mentioned, you joining in on the fun. There's a reason why pornography is free 4K streaming all over the world. There's a reason why it has the numbers that it does. There's
Right.
a lot of women like don't realize, like they try to suppress that. And this is why I tell guys, do not lie about it. Don't be a coward about it because you're a fucking man. You like multiple women. You have different flavor options. Stop fucking lying about it. There's a reason why pornography, again, has multiple categories and it does the numbers that it does.
Yeah, married Christian men are what percentage of
It's
them
like
masturbate to porn?
69% of
Yeah.
I believe
church-going men are addicted to pornography, and 50% of pastors are addicted to pornography.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why, again, like the suppression and all that. So I try to do that. I try to tell women, it's just like, it's really only 3 guys you're going to come across. There's going to be the guy that tries to act like he's suppressing his manly desires, but in the background, he's going ahead and using pornography and jacking off and doing that, and he's doing that. Or you have an actual alpha who's able to go ahead and attract multiple women.
Yeah, the bottom line is like y'all want the best quality guy you can get. Like a woman just wants the best quality that you can have. If you don't want to have the guy you can text, the guy that take you on vacations, and the guy taking you dinners, and then the guy you're fucking. If you could put all that in one dude, that's what you really want. That's the easiest thing is if it was all together in one guy. But it's so
It's not
hard to find.
realistic.
it's so hard to find one guy that can do that for you now. It's all about what you get used to. So if you get used to certain levels of dinners, then every guy that's attractive but can't afford those dinners is officially knocked out of your realm of what you'd want to date. Or if a guy takes you on certain vacations, it's like, well, I don't want to be with a guy that can't take me to this level of vacation or higher.
Not necessarily.
Well, like it just makes it harder. It makes the bar go up more and more and more. Even like y'all's income. I wanted to end it with this. Like y'all's incomes are both probably very good. Like I have friends that are bottle girls. I know like they make good money. And the thing is that hypergamy thing that I was talking about, where y'all like to date across and up social hierarchies. I understand y'all can date a guy who makes less than you, or you can try to do relationships like that, but it's usually on a timer. And as soon as it gets to a certain point, you're going to be like, you know what? You're not stepping up. You're not doing what I want you to do. You're not making more. You're not changing. You just play video games, whatever the fuck it is. I don't want to be with you anymore. I want to go to this other person. And so think about it. Is there more high value men or is there more beautiful women?
Probably women.
Yeah.
There's way more beautiful women. So those guys, since y'all are good income earners in the top 20, 30% easily, if y'all make over six figures, that means that you're only going for guys that are even higher than that. And there's way less of them. So every time there's more women that are becoming boss babes or getting better at making money or whatever it is, y'all all start chasing the same guys. And you're just making their lives fucking awesome because they get to fuck multiple girls and have a great time. And then you take advantage of the simps, the guys that will take you to dinner, pay for vacations, and you don't have to do anything with them. And but in reality, it's all the free market's fault. It's all like the dollar being devalued, and a lot of these normal guys in the middle just completely get beat out by y'all. The top earning people in major cities is women right now. If we look at people graduating from college, it's 60% women, 40% men. So obviously, y'all are about to destroy all the guys. Like, do you think that you're gonna be able to find a guy because of like income and stuff? Like, do you see yourself finding somebody to settle down with in the next 5-10 years?
Absolutely. And he doesn't have to make more than I do.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Have you done it before?
I have.
What happened?
It's just like you said, if he's earning, let's say, for example, 50K and 2 years go by and he's still earning 50K, that becomes a problem for me.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the problem, though, is that like you can say, well, it's okay. I'm not going to judge a guy for that. But I promise you, I've asked over 150 girls now to come on my show. It's never lasted. I think the longest girl that said she stood with a guy while he was broke was like 6 or 7 years.
Insane.
And she hated her life for doing that for 6-7
insane.
years afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's just like you got to be careful with that mentality. Like, be careful. What about you? Like, do you think that your hypergamy is gonna like make it harder for you to find a guy, especially as a business owner? Like, do you think it's gonna make it harder, or do you think you'll still find a guy in the next 5-10 years?
It already is harder, honestly. Because if, to me, this is just me, if you make less money than me, I don't even want to talk to you, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, and that's normal. I don't shame women for that because I know that you're biologically hardwired to be that way. Now this is like where it's gonna get a little bit rough. When it comes to the frame of the relationship, do you want it in your frame or the man's frame? Do you want to have the rules and the control and power of the relationship? We all know that in a relationship, usually there's one person adoring the other more and kind of like letting them control it and stuff. Which one do you want to be in that situation? Looking up to the person or being the one in charge?
I would actually like to be led, honestly. I'm not. I think you were at the bat. You went to the restroom or something, but I had mentioned something about being mentally mature, and being able to lead and being in your masculine energy and a provider. I don't need a provider, but I would like one, and I would like to be led.
Yeah. What about you? Do you
I
want to
agree.
be in the guy's frame or?
I agree 100%. I definitely want to be led.
And even if it comes with rules, because
Yeah.
you'll understand the type of guy that wants to lead is
Definitely.
also going to have
Absolutely.
rules. He's
Definitely.
gonna have
As do I
boundaries.
now. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, usually one person's boundaries overpower the other one. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, my girl, she tries to tell me to come home from the club or do certain things, and I still might stay out later or something, and I can break that rule over and over again. She's not going to leave. Whereas if she broke that rule one fucking time, she's out the house. So like sometimes it's not fair.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's not
It's
fair at
not.
all.
Yeah.
But I would say it's like what I was saying earlier. Y'all don't know what y'all want, and sometimes you need to find a dude that will just show you what you need. It just depends. Let me read that $5 super chat from my boy Jose. What the fuck is up, dude? Welcome back, Sergio. Glad to see you back, W Stream. Thank you, bro. It feels good. It honestly feels really good to be back, guys. I'm super excited about what we got coming to y'all over the next few months. Ladies, just for the very end, I like to do like a grade. I'm gonna say what I think that you would be in a relationship.
Sergio, I had a
Huh.
question actually for the whole panel
Yeah, go for it.
before you get to that last
Yeah.
part. And I think it's a great segue into something that you just said. You know, Coco, earlier in the show, you said, you know, back to do women know what they want? You said women do know what they want, but they may not know how to attain it or execute it.
Mm.
So,
Correct.
my first question, and I want the ladies to answer this first, and then I want to hear the guys' opinion on it. What is one thing that women do that think that is going to that they do that they think is going to bag the man or execute by getting the man that they think they deserve
Mm.
that they get completely wrong with
Mm.
today's current dating market?
Yeah. What do you think?
Can you repeat that? I was like
Yeah,
reading
so
comments. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. Coco said, you know, a lot of girls know what they want, but they may not know how to attain it or execute getting that what they think they want. What do you think is one thing that women are doing today that has completely got the game completely wrong on what they're doing to think, oh yeah, this is what's going to get me that man?
Dang, that's a really that's a multi answer there.
Yeah, y'all
I
both
would,
can give two different answers.
I would have to say, Coco, go ahead and go first since you did say
What do you think
that, and
women
let me
are
just
failing
bounce
at?
off of you.
I would say that women are just giving themselves up too quickly, and they think that that's gonna trap a man or whatever, but it really isn't. I feel like, I don't know, it's just
They're trying to lead with the pussy.
pretty much.
Kind of like how a guy leads with his wallet. She's
Pretty
leading
much.
with her pussy a little
Yeah.
bit.
Not a little bit, a lot.
A
I
lot?
mean,
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
You're like, I see it
nowadays.
all night.
Yeah, all night.
What do you think?
I would agree. If someone, I think in the very beginning, if someone tries to throw so much money, or a man tries to throw so much money at a woman, it's actually not even attractive
Yeah,
to
he's leading
me.
with his wallet. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
simp.
to me, it's not attractive. I'm like, what? For me, because I have my own money, right? So I'm like, like,
Yeah, doesn't mean
what
anything.
else you got?
But what
Like,
about
right.
for women? Like, what do you think women are doing wrong to not attain that person that they want? What are they doing wrong?
I feel like maybe this is my opinion. Most women, if a guy's throwing money at them, maybe they're like fangirling, honestly. Oh my god, yeah, I got this or I got that, I got new shoes or clothes or a bag or whatever it may be. And then that might work for just a little bit, a couple of dates maybe, or however long that may be, but that's not what a man wants. He's just chasing pussy, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I would honestly say any guy that leads with his wallet is just a huge red flag. So y'all should avoid him in the first place. If he's doing that for you, he's
Yeah,
doing it for other women
absolutely.
too.
Absolutely.
But the big thing, Donnie, like you're saying, like, what was the question again? You said
Yeah.
that.
If women know what they want but may not know how to attain it, what do you
Okay.
think is one thing that they're doing incorrectly with the current dating market?
Yeah.
That they're thinking, oh yeah, this is what's gonna bag me the guy that I want.
Yeah. So
Focusing on the wrong things.
I feel like what Randy said,
what do you say?
trying to focus on their money and career and acting like it's a flex or
Attract
attractive
to
to
most
most
men.
men.
Exactly.
I agree 100%.
1,000%, Randy. 1,000%, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what I was gonna say. A lot of women are leading with the completely wrong foot,
Yeah.
thinking that that's what men want is a boss babe or something. And I would say most women are doing this right now. They're like, Ben, I get why, because what we were talking about hypergamy earlier. It's like, oh, if I make $100,000 a year, and I find a guy who makes more than me because of my hypergamous nature, I want a guy who makes more. That means we can have even cooler shit. We can have a mansion. We can have even doper cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why y'all automatically assume, oh, he must want a boss babe as well. But guys who have their whole shit together don't give a fuck if a woman has money at all.
For real.
I don't care at all about if my girl makes money at all. It has nothing to do with my life in my eyes. Like, you're not on my purpose then. And like, if I'm on my purpose, I need somebody who's going to assist me in my purpose. And so like a lot of guys have that mentality. Now, dudes, I would say it's a red flag when a guy's excited about your money. I would say that means that he's like a beta as fuck and he thinks he's not going to make more than what he's making at that moment. And he's relying on you to take over on some things. I would also say, like, if girls would, like you were saying, girls shouldn't give out their pussy. And I agree with you. If we could go back in time whenever a girl was saving themselves and there was actually shame in this world and people didn't fucking sleep around and stuff, I would agree with you. But in today's fucked up world, a lot of women are going to sleep around. So the best thing to do is, if you do fuck the guy fast, and if she is doing that because she knows he's fucking multiple other girls and he's an alpha or he's a chat or whatever, and she's trying to win him over, the way that she can win that game is by doing more than what the other girls are doing. and all they're doing is giving pussy. So all
Right.
you have to do is provide value to his life, whether that's cooking, cleaning, helping with his business. There's a lot of things a woman can do to try to lock in a dude after she gives up the body. Like my girl, honestly, yes, like we fucked on the first date, but I didn't think that she was a whore or anything. Like any guy that has a lot of experience with women knows that if a girl does that, it means she's really down for him.
Right.
Whereas like some
Right.
guys are like, oh, she's a hoe, and that's probably because that's the first girl that's ever even done that with him. And he's like, oh, she must be a hoe because it's like, no, that's the only girl that fucking liked your goofy ass. Like honestly.
Yeah,
And
he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
yeah,
for
and
real.
so like a lot, but I would say since women do give it up easily a lot today, they might as well know how to provide value outside of their vagina once they do that.
I agree.
I agree.
agree.
What do you think, bro? Like based off his question.
Yeah, I would say it's just so easy for y'all. Like y'all don't understand like how much we love that soft feminine energy. Y'all have no idea. Like just being our peace. We deal with so much fucking chaos. I want to get through to women so badly that we are not fucking enemies and we are not competition. Like I already have to deal with enemies and competition with other men in this world.
Yep.
The last thing that I want to worry about is competing with women.
Right.
Talking about fucking who earns more and all this shit. Like I already have to do dick measuring contests with dudes. So like I just don't want to do that. So like y'all have no idea. Like when you do come across a competent man, I would say because like this
Yeah.
whole high value man, this whole like alpha man thing, like I want you all to know that we use them in
Descriptive
abstract terms.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's more about competence.
That's that mentality I was
It's
talking
more
about.
it's more about maturity and competence, and that's exactly why we do what we do right here. You know, there's not a lot of men that really care about being competent in life right now. There are a lot of men that are, and again, it's because America has just shifted the way and you guys see it with, and this is the reason why we can even go back on the question we were talking about. Do we want more families or do we want more single people? Y'all could just pay attention to the commercials. Like there's nothing. There was a point where every commercial, every advertisement was geared towards family upbringing. Today it's very opposite. Okay. So
yeah, and another thing is like y'all can do something what's called betting on the dark horse. The dark horse is always the horse at the track that's going to have the worst odds. That's the best thing for a woman to find. If she can find a guy that has the worst odds and then he still makes it, he's the dark horse and he still fucking wins the race. That's the best type of person to bet on. But most people, it's very hard to discern that and try to figure out who is that actual best guy. I always say, like he was saying, competency. I always say it's drive. If you find a guy with drive and no matter what walls he hits, he keeps trying, it says a lot about him, his problem solving ability. But it can't just be drive. It has to be purpose driven drive. Because if it's not purpose driven, he will drive you out the fucking road. Like it can't just be, oh, I'm just fucking constantly trying all the time. No, you can try all the time and fail, and constantly always fail because you're too narcissistic and think you're the best or something like that. So it has to be purpose driven. There has to be a purpose behind his madness or whatever he's driven to do, or else it's just fucking blind and stupid. Let me go ahead and get to the last part tonight, guys. I wanted to just give the ladies a grade. Ladies, I do this grade based off of what I think you would be in a relationship. Y'all are gonna get to grade me back afterwards, so you can hit the shit out of me because I know it'd probably be opposite. But for you, honestly, I feel like you would be actually really good in a relationship. And the reason why I'm gonna say this is a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but the fact that you stood with that guy without him, without forcing marriage down his throat, or I'm not sure if you did at a certain point or anything.
I didn't.
You didn't.
Mm-mm.
I think it says a lot about a woman when she loves a guy so much that you're not going crazy about the wedding and stuff like that and marriage. It says you really love him for him and you had his kids because you really wanted his fucking kids. So I honestly give you a lot of points for that. Like I honestly give you like an A. I bet you're really good in a relationship if you're the type of person that was comfortable with that.
Thank you.
And just the fact that you're a business owner and you're a business owner for a cleaning company, obviously you're probably good at cleaning and doing motherly or feminine activities because you're managing a fucking business for it. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like like y'all did have some masculine traits, but that's what happens whenever you make it to y'all's ages and you're not in relationships, obviously, and you're parenting as a man and a woman in the household because there's not a man there. Obviously, you're gonna have to pick up on certain type A personality traits because you need it. It's not because you wanted to, you had to.
Right.
So I'm not gonna sit there and push you down for that because it had to happen. I give you an A, honestly. Like I really think that you probably could have found a dude. And you just got unlucky. But you're probably a really good person. For you, I'm basing this off like right now, because you're a bottle girl, you're in the nightlife. I know you're probably just in a phase where, like you said, like you like being single, like you like having all the power and stuff. Like so, personally, I would think being in a relationship with you would be hard. I'd probably give you like a B plus probably, because it would be a challenge. Like you said, you want to be in a guy's frame, but I just get the feeling you would have a hard time being in a guy's frame and being in his rules, just because you've been in your rules for so long. But the way that I describe it is that because it all goes back to frame. It all, because you can reframe life. Like when you go to work, you're in your boss's frame. You're in his rules. You have to do what he says. And so whenever you're a single woman on your own for years, or you have kids, you start working, you start paying all your own bills, you build your own frame of reference. When you first start getting older, your father is your frame of reference. If your father's like, hey, you're not going out tonight, hey, you're not doing this, you listen to him. You're in his rules because you live under his household.
Right.
Usually women like to go into another man's frame. They don't like to build their own frame of reference. They like to go from their father's to a really good man's right after. And sadly, sometimes when a woman builds a really strong frame of reference, it's hard as fuck to knock that shit down. It doesn't matter how badass the dude is. It does not matter how badass he is. That wall, that frame is so fucking thick. He needs to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I would give you a B plus, is just because I don't think I would. I'm not that guy. I don't think I would be able to break down your frame.
Actually,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
higher. I thought you were gonna give me like a D or something.
No,
Based
no.
off of everything I've said, and because, like you said, I work at a club or whatnot.
You were very traditional though. You tried to do the. I mean, not because you wanted to, but
Mhm.
you tried to do the early marriage thing and stuff. It's respectable, and it shows that you probably learned some things that a lot of women did not learn today
Mhm.
about being a wife or being a mother and all those
Right.
things. Julian, go ahead and give them a grade, bro. Don't give them an F. Don't fail them.
Damn. Wait, so so y'all were in decade-long relationships, and there was no infidelity on y'all's part at all.
Not on my end.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I would have to give you guys pretty high scores, like just straight up. Like, as far as attitude though, I'll deduct some from you. I'll give you a B minus,
Okay.
and I'll give you an A minus.
Okay.
No, that's good. And so I like used to, like I would give numbers based off of what I thought somebody was in a relationship, and then the grades, and then I was gonna grade based off of your attitudes. But let me add on, y'all's attitudes were fucking amazing though. Like we've had some girls on the panel that are just disruptive as fuck, interruptive as fuck, just getting mad and triggered at everything left and right. So y'all's attitudes are phenomenal, and that shows because y'all are mothers. So y'all have had to watch over kids. You know how to fucking not get caught up in this and this with a
Right.
child or any stupid shit. So no, I wanted to say I really respect y'all for that as well. That y'all were able to act like very feminine, docile, normal women today, because we don't always see that shit. But yeah, y'all can go ahead and grade us back. Both of us are in a relationship, so we're not going to take anything you say to heart, because obviously we already know that we're in a relationship. But yeah, go ahead and grade him first, and you can hit me next.
You go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give Julian a I would say an A, just because he looks like he's brutally honest. Like if he was to if he was to cheat, I feel like he'd say it. I think.
At least he'd be honest with you about
And
it.
yeah, honesty is very important in a relationship, because you
Very.
give her the opportunity to either leave or stay, to make the decision.
Dude, she's accurate as fuck. You are honest as fuck in your relationship.
Yeah,
So that's pretty crazy.
I can tell he looks like he's accurate. So I would definitely give him an A. I would give you an A minus, just because you look like you're pretty honest too, but you look like you're a no nonsense guy. You wouldn't walk through, or you wouldn't talk through anything. You'd be
Damn,
like,
you're so right,
you're
honestly.
like, I didn't like this, bye.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Honestly, I'm really quick to fucking be like, no, get the fuck out. Like, I'm not playing no more.
But
Like, I'm very quick about
The
that.
reason I still give you an A is because that's good. Nobody wants to waste their time. So both of you, I feel like you have that where you're telling them and you're giving them the option to
Yeah.
stay or leave.
Yeah.
So both an A.
It's always better than a guy sucking up and begging for their girl to stay with them, because any guy that does that, you're just losing all day. Like,
Yeah.
that girl doesn't give a fuck
Mhm.
about you.
Self-respect.
Yeah, no
Mhm.
no self-esteem either. Like,
Mhm.
you don't even have any confidence in yourself. What about you though? Go ahead and give him a grade, and then you can hit me too.
I'm actually going to start with you. And I was going to say something similar because whenever you had said that you had left your baby mama, right, or your daughter's mom, so I was like, okay, so he's not going to deal with the bullshit or whatever. So A minus. I'm going to go with an A minus. And also, I feel like you're maybe too playful. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you are.
I definitely be trolling all day long.
Yeah,
I
I
shit
feel like
test
you
more
are.
than my girl 1,000%.
Yeah, I feel like you're just too playful for me, for me or whatever, in my opinion. And then for Julian, seems like you mentioned military.
No,
No, he
No.
wasn't in the military.
I train like I'm in the military.
Oh, you train like you're in the military. Okay, it just seems like you're just no BS, straight to the point.
Yeah.
I can tell you're just a little bit too playful. So A minus, and I'm gonna give you an A.
Yeah, it's better to be more strict. Now, and let me like, address something when it came to like the mother of my daughter stuff. I broke up with her because I will be honest and say that I wanted to be with other people. Like, I didn't cheat on her while we were together, but it was very clear, like, I don't like having sex with you. I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I much rather go be with somebody else, and that's why we broke it off. And that's the most respectful thing for any guy to do, because a lot of guys will sit there and cheat on the woman or drive them through emotional hell, not having sex with them or something. And I very quickly saw that wasn't going to be healthy, and I just got out of it because of that. I wish I could have stayed with her, but I knocked her up literally like on our first date. So it's just like, it was such a fucking accidental thing. We tried it out for a year to see if we could fall in love and like make it happen. The vibe just wasn't there. So I mean, that is, and I think the best thing, like, she just got married a couple weeks ago. Shout out to the mother of my daughter. She's awesome. She's an awesome person, and the guy that she married, he's a really cool dude. And I'm very happy she found somebody who loves her, wants to provide for her, wants to do all that stuff with her, because I was never going to be that guy.
Right.
And I want my daughter to see her mom have a guy that loves her, just like how when she comes to my house, she sees me and my girlfriend fully love each other. And I mean, I grew up in a separated household, and it was it was the worst co-parenting, but at the same time, it was the best. Like, as far as the parents hate each other, but as far as the lifestyles that I had with both of my families, they were fucking perfect. Like, my stepmom was awesome. My stepdad was awesome. Like, the individual family lifestyle was fucking beautiful, and couldn't have been better for me.
Right.
Especially having two father figures teach me some of the shit they did. It was absolutely lucky of me to have all the shit that I learned from them. So, but yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming. Shout out to Kill Cam. He's a fucking loser. And shout out to the Tick though. He actually gave scroll up to what the Tick said. I want to read what he said. He said the set is dark. No, click that one. Oh yeah, either one, or the 11 views. Only 11 views at this point. This dude should have at least 5K. Yeah, man, I agree. We're gonna work it up this year though. We're doing some tricks to make it go up. Click that next one though. I wanted to talk about this. We're definitely. I like that when you're giving critiques, guys. Please give us critiques like this. I'm always gonna take y'all's critiques and try to do better on certain things. We will try. I had a couple lights that I couldn't get turned on tonight, so that's why it might seem a little bit darker. The background, maybe we'll change something up over time. We're definitely thinking about doing some new changes. I don't know what CAOS is though. So if you could please DM me on Instagram, bro, and let me know what that is. I would love to take some more of y'all's advice, guys. I always want to take y'all's advice on here and try to do better. Was there anything else he said? The show has already been here for a minute. I don't see much growth. Yeah, well, I mean, we've only had 37,000 subs, but it's going to take time to get up to 100K, bro. We're not like Fresh and Fit. We're not kicking girls off every show, so we're not going to blow up as fast as they did. I'm sorry. Did he say something else? What was the next one? I give him an effing F just because.
That's hilarious.
How rude. And Refined Randy, shout out to Refined Randy. I don't know if that's my boy from Twitter, but if it is, shout out to you, bro. I can't tell if that's your picture or not from Twitter. But ladies, thank y'all so much for coming. Y'all were really good because y'all are both like very similar in lifestyles. Like, it made it very smooth of a
We're
show.
best friends for a reason.
Yeah, for
You're right.
real. Because sometimes it's the complete opposite. It might be like a 20-year-old girl who thinks he's the shit with like a fucking girl y'all's age that's the opposite, all humbled and shit. Like, so it's really cool to have both of y'all because it made the show flow like this, you know. No, I appreciate it, ladies. If y'all would ever like to come back, I would love for y'all to come back, by the way. Maybe next time when y'all come, you get to compete against 2 other guys and beat them in the challenge, you know, and not lose at the beginning. Shout out to me
I
and
beat you
Julian.
though. Just,
My nails.
You beat me individually, but my
Yeah.
team, men won on the team side, and that's all that matters.
okay, we'll have to come
Right.
back then.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah,
and
y'all.
bring girls next time with
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you said you want to bring.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
we will.
I'm trying to do a segment where if y'all ever meet a guy and y'all haven't gone on a date yet and you're willing to do it on camera, let me know, and
Okay,
we'll have
that's
y'all's
cool.
first date here. I'll pay for the dinner.
Interesting.
I'll pay for the dinner. Just come on the show and we'll do it here.
That's
Interesting.
cool.
But yeah. I appreciate y'all, Dania. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Bassett in the other room. I think he's like doing some homework or some shit. Shout out to Julian. I appreciate you for coming on, bro. Thank you, ladies. And guys, we will see y'all on what the fuck is today? Wednesday. We'll see y'all on Friday, man. Peace the fuck out, guys.
What? Slow, motherfucker.
Not the toodaloo.